Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. So, we are continuing our tier lists of everything. We have Greg now. Greg has joined us today.
Maybe.
After being absent earlier due to other stuff he was doing in real life. So, we are now going to do the movies and the TV shows we watched this year as a group in our private Discord. Obviously, we cannot stream these, or I will get killed by like 8 companies. Mostly Disney.
Consecutively.
Mostly Disney, and that's it.
Disney,
Universal.
and Universal.
Disney.
Well, for the record,
Universal Disney.
yeah, this is that's hilarious. But yeah, a lot of this is Disney. But yeah, so these are our movies we all watched this year. So the movies we watched this year, chat. The movies we watched this year are Star Wars Episode 3, Ghost in the Shell 2017, Thor, the first 3 Kung Fu Panda movies, the original trilogy, the first Dune Part 1 from 2021, the original Jurassic Park trilogy from the late 90s, the first Captain America, the first Avenger, Your Name, Suzume, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, the 3rd and 4th Pokemon movies, the original Avengers from 2012, Inside Out 1, Iron Man 3, The Batman, Godzilla Minus 1, Thor the Dark World, Hercules, Dragon Ball Evolution, we'll explain that, Spy Kids 1, Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, Captain America Winter Soldier, Porco Rosso, Scooby-Doo Alien Invasion, Spy Kids 2, Akira, Spy Kids 3, WALL-E, Mulan, Avengers Age of Ultron, Next Gen, Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions, Ant-Man, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pyramid of Light, Plan 9 from Outer Space, The Iron Giant, and the original Godzilla from 1954. So, those are all the movies we watched. So, we have our tiers here. We have S tier, which is like, great, pretty much perfect, no big complaints, everyone, like, we loved it. A tier is almost S tier, but there was like maybe a weird story beat, or like some of the CGI was kind of shoddy, or like
it just wandered.
It just wasn't
but it was
perfect. Like there was one aspect that was like, I mean, it could have been better. B tier is more like just lesser. Like it's
pretty good, just fine.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's fine. No real big issues. I mean, like maybe there was like shitty CG. Like the story was kind of weak. Like, it's just a movie where you're like, yeah, I watched it. C is like, yeah, that could have been a lot better. That wasn't that good. You know, I mean, like, I'm glad I saw it, but, like, I'm never going to watch that again. And then D tier is, man, we just wasted our complete, utter time with this thing. And
I think we need an F tier for some of these.
Yeah, at the very least, put an F for Dragon Ball Evolution.
Okay, I'll add an F tier.
And Plan 9.
Yeah, I'll add an F tier. So give me a second.
I want a tier lower than F for Plan 9. I want a G category.
No, we're just gonna make it F.
No, we keep on going down the letters until we hit S, and oh wait, no, we broke this.
No, we're just gonna do F here. F is now light blue. So we have F, which is just absolutely atrocious, not worth watching, the worst thing ever made.
If
literally
you're watching,
horrible.
Close your eyes, pretend that you
literally you should only watch it with your friends to laugh at it. It's bad.
So
and then we have
preemptively, we already know 2 movies that are.
Yes, we know a couple movies that are going to go in here, and we know at least 1 or 2 that are going to go in S. For not target audience, it's movies that are like good, but like they're not aimed at a bunch of 28, 29-year-olds. It's aimed at like either children or like older people. Or, like, it's just not for us. Like, we can see that it was probably good. It just was not our thing. Like, it's fine. But just, we don't feel like we need to rank it on a scale just because it's clearly not intended for adults to watch it. Like, it was made
not
with
exactly fair for... We said it the last year, and we'll say it again. It's not exactly fair for us to just say, oh, it's a kid's movie, it's ass, because we aren't kids anymore, and thus we are not aligned.
In 2020, in a little over a year, I'm gonna be fucking 30. So, yeah, hooray! But yeah, so first one up is Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith from 2005. Fuck, this movie's gonna be 20 this year. God damn it! All right,
yeah.
Awesome. Ah,
I remember when that movie came
yeah,
out.
I remember when they were doing all the ads on TV of like, check it out, the new Star Wars, live the epic finale of the prequel saga, or like whatever
Yeah,
the ads were. I remember the
So-
ads and
something
like
like-
all the
something
merch
like that.
everywhere, like everything. I remember that.
I remember getting like those kids' meals toys
At like Burger King.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think episode 3 is the first like PG-13 movie my dad took like my brother to. In like 2005 when my brother was like God, I don't
Small.
know. He was not that old, but like he wanted to see
He's
my,
small.
we all liked Star Wars. I didn't want to go for some reason because I was a stupid 9-year-old. But
No, because it's the prequels.
no, because I was a stupid 9-year-old. Like, I liked episode 1 because I was a stupid child. But, like, no, like, it was, I think, my dad, like, convinced my mom to let him take my brother to go see the movie. I'm old enough, I can watch
liked
whatever movie I
episode 1
want.
As a child. I liked episode 1 quite a lot as a child because I had a brief moment where I wanted to be a politician and, finally, this is politics I can understand as a small child. What's that?
Anyway, review.
Speaking of not in targeted audience, good job, George Lucas. But yeah, I mean, like, what do you guys think of episode 3 in general? Like, do you think, like, ignore the sequel trilogy because we haven't watched it yet collectively. Like, based off, Daniel, what you've seen from the original trilogy of 4 through 6, and now 1 through 3 of the prequels, what do you think of episode 3?
Actually,
As
just
someone who
the
not
sequel
watched it
trilogy in
before.
general.
Yeah,
I
we'll watch that.
think
Don't worry.
that
No.
Yes.
That episode 3 was improving on things that the rest of the Star Wars series had to offer, but at the same time it had a lot of weird shortcomings for the time. Like, I'm going to ignore the fact that, you know, Clone Wars rectified a couple of errors, such as you know, Anakin and Padme's relationship suddenly tanking after Anakin learns that she's pregnant.
Right.
Palpatine being able to ascend to such high power so quickly because nobody else seems to be eager to take Palpatine's power. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Palpatine's the best, let's go.
Yeah, he's the greatest. We love this guy. This guy's awesome.
Like,
Oh,
there's a lot of
oh,
stuff
oh.
that's stuff after this movie. I don't want to say fixes, but makes more sense of.
It adds more detail that you did not get
Yeah.
from watching the movie itself.
Yeah, but from the movie itself, like, it's still not great in terms of storytelling, and I think it lingers a little bit too much on the forefront of what's happening
Right.
rather than the actual problematic parts of, you know, the whole clone, I guess, insurrection.
Right.
So I wish it was better balanced in terms of story. CGI was definitely on the better side this time. Lots
For a
of
20-year-old
moving
movie, it
parts.
holds up pretty well.
Yeah. So that's the thing I would have going for it. Choreography was also better than the prior movie. Like lightsaber combat when it happened definitely happened, as opposed to just kind of walking around and occasionally slapping each other with a glow stick.
Thank you for the
Overall, I
mental
put it
image.
like mid C personally, but
What do you think, Greg? What do you think? Like,
So-
3.
So yeah, I thought it was honestly I thought it was pretty cool. A lot of what they were doing, especially visually, but character writing needed a lot more than it got. Especially because you get the sense that they wrote 2 prequel movies and then realized, oh wait, we need the thing that bridges this to the original trilogy. Heck, what do?
Yeah, there's some great YouTube videos that have come up over the last, like, now 20 years of, like, here's how I would have done the prequels, and a lot of them are, like, much better. Obviously, there's ones that are, like, horrific,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
no,
oh god, but there's some that I've spotted,
absolutely
like, when episodes 7, 8, 9 were coming out, that I'm like, oh, it's actually, like, much better. Like, actually, I like this more than what they did in the movie, because it kept most of the Clone Wars continuity intact as well. like
but anyway,
retrospectively.
back to the
Actual
assessment.
movie.
It's kind of hard to do this without talking about episodes 1 and 2, but I do think that they try to cram too much development into 3 and end up botching a lot of it just because they don't have room to maneuver.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of that could have been helped along if we'd gotten 1 and 2, or the events of 1 and 2 condensed a little bit more, especially 2, so that we can get in a bit of the emotional tenor that sets the stage for what eventually Clone Wars ended up doing. Because, like, this movie couldn't have known that there would be a successful Clone Wars series that would bridge the gap and set it up to work. This was the bridge the gap media.
Like,
and
within the span of an hour,
job.
Anakin goes from, like, mostly normal to I hate you to Obi-Wan. Like, the character development is not great because they really do just skip. Like, oh shit, right, we have like an hour left in this movie. Ah, fuck.
Like, it's not that the pacing in episode 3 is bad so much as the pacing of the prequels as a whole is bad.
Yes.
And episode 3 is just where I noticed the weak points of it the most.
Yeah.
So
I think C
I don't want to be too harsh on the movie for how it reflects on the franchise as a whole, but I think that's also the biggest problem it has. Like, there was a lot of good dialogue, bantery stuff, even if some of it did come out a little bit assholey. Like some of it's clearly supposed to sound like just these Obi-Wan and Anakin have known each other so long they can just say these things, and they could be frank about these things but also have a sense of humor to it.
Yeah.
But this comes back to we didn't get the context for that until literally Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And coming off of Attack of the Clones, a lot of it just feels unnecessarily mean. And having said that, I do come back to a lot of the visual spectacle as a strong point of the movie, and when I point to that as a strong point of a movie, that is also kind of a point against the movie, that it's leaning too much on that and not make my brain work, engage my mind, make me interested. It just, ooh, pretty explosions, ooh, lots of CG things moving around at once that look mostly fine.
I mean, that's George Lucas in a nutshell. There's a reason why everyone railed on him for like 10 years of like, look, I put all the CGI everywhere.
Yeah,
like, it's just things on the screen to have things on the screen.
But I do want to give props for just the amount of moving CG parts in some
especially
of those
in 2005.
scenes. Yeah, given the time period, the computing power behind it, and just the fact that you didn't really have instances where it looked awful. I mean, generally it didn't look great, but it looked pretty solid and consistent. And even now it looks not awful.
Yeah. Like, for CG, like, for example, like, for 2005, it's only 10 years removed from Toy Story. Like, Toy Story came out, like, 10 years earlier. So, like, it's, like, imagine, like, so, like, they've had a lot of experience in the last 10 years before then. God, Toy Story's gonna be 30. Ugh.
But it's also only 20 years removed from now.
Yeah, it's not that long ago. Like, I'd say the CG in Episode 3 sometimes looks better than this shit they put out today.
Well, low bar that.
Yeah.
But,
I like Episode 3. I think, like, I don't know, I think, like, it's kind of fun, and I like the character stuff in the first half, but then, like, it just goes into, like, hey, we're gonna have, like, 30 to 40 minutes of just lightsaber fight at the end. I'm like, okay, this looks cool, but
mean,
like it's
yeah.
long.
It's a spectacle, but it's not as emotionally engaging as it really should have been
No.
for what it represents in the series.
Yeah.
And they could have also trimmed down some of the combat stuff, which it feels weird to say because, that's kind of the thing that the movie did the best. Combat and high drama and crashing things into other things.
Yeah.
But some of that ran on longer than it could have stood to, and that also detracts
Like that
from
first battle above
opportunities
the
to see
planet could have been
rational-
cut a bit.
Yeah, our rational, sensible, consistent character development suffers because we couldn't spare an extra 30 seconds here and an extra 30 seconds there from our admittedly really epic moments.
Yeah.
And as a youngster watching this, I thought, wow, that looked cool. I'll give that a pass.
Yeah.
Same.
Same.
As me, the adult, looking for something with a little more nuance, looking for a believable story to be told.
Doesn't cut
that's
it
the issue. It doesn't feel believable within the scope of the Star Wars continuity that had been drawn out up until that point.
Yeah.
Also, I return.
Nice.
Are we still talking about Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving this a C.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C as well. Also, I found this Burger King ad, so I just put it in Stream VC. And I exactly remember seeing that on like Nickelodeon consistently. Like especially Nickelodeon Cartoon Network. Holy crap. That takes me back.
Next up
is Ghost in the Shell 2017. The much despised remake because they cast Scarlett Johansson as in here instead of the Japanese actress. And also some people thought it was not good.
I didn't remember you mentioning that when we were watching it.
It got a
Honestly,
bit of backlash for that.
No, well, I mean, that's fair, but still. I must
Was
admit
2017.
that for all that it was weird, I think it took the ideas that the original movie was trying to do and did it much better.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been because they had a higher budget and spent a little bit more time.
They had hindsight too.
Yes,
That's
they
also
did.
true.
Yeah, they had
But,
20 years of hindsight.
But it flowed better. There was more sense to people being in certain places comparative to the first movie. The action was better. The plot was leagues better.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
much more sensible. Honestly, I would
And
probably
it wasn't
give-
just a straight shot-for-shot remake either. Like, they reused some stuff, but they actually did their own spin on it.
Yeah. That said, it is still the original Ghost in the Shell, which isn't that great. Anyway. And they didn't really... Well, I guess they improved it in notable and important regions, but not a lot, necessarily.
Yeah.
So, I would probably give this like a high C, low B, personally.
So you put it higher than episode 3?
Yeah.
What about you, Greg? What do you think? What do you think? Because I want your opinion as well before I just put it somewhere.
I'd shove this. Honestly, I'd shove this one a little bit under Star Wars Episode 3.
Really?
Just because, to me, this it's hard for me to explain how I felt about this. Not just immediately after watching, but as I had time to digest. That this felt the more I thought about it, it felt kind of awkward, kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's definitely some parts where I'm like, oh, okay.
And
Because they just show her tits.
some of these bits were significantly more uncomfortable than, seeing an animation. And
because that's a real person.
yeah, there were also bits where you could tell that they were trying to follow more closely to the original material than they needed to, and weirdly enough, this would happen mostly for the uncomfortable bits.
Yep.
For the bits that were basically fine, those were the bits where they went off and took liberties and reinterpreted things, repaced things. And I can't tell whether they were just afraid of going further. They wanted to keep it close enough to be recognizable and to please the people who, are coming to watch a remake or an adaptation of something that they already enjoy. But I feel kind of funny saying this right on the heels of Star Wars Episode 3, that this one is also kind of hamstrung by its relationship with the existing media related to it that came out before it. But this is the place where we find ourselves.
I mean, I thought it was good. The weird stuff didn't bother me as much. Though I guess, to be fair, I've seen a lot of movies thanks to my dad. Not that egregious, but like I've seen movies where I'm like, oh, they said that. Okay. Like I'm gonna show you guys Blazing Saddles someday.
Oh,
holy shit! The amount of stuff they got away with that in the 70s. My God.
Don't get me started.
I can't repeat those lines. But my
you
God.
don't want to repeat those lines.
No, I don't. Very good movie, but like Jesus Christ. But like for Ghost in the Shell, I mean, I liked it more than the original one. Just like I felt like it had a slightly more cohesive plot.
It was more enjoyable than the original
definitely.
overall, but it felt
Weird.
like it had a lot of.
It was like 2 steps forward, like 3 steps back.
Yeah, it had a lot of bits that felt rough, or I'm gonna keep on coming back to uncomfortable because that's the best adjective I have for it. And on their own, none of these little things were deal breakers, but they add up. And it's basically this. I feel like this would be a solidly mid to upper B tier movie, but it kept on taking chip damage.
So what would you say it is?
You'd
So
say
I'd-
like
I'd-
lower than 3
I
still?
would definitely just put it directly under episode 3, but I'm also up to discussion on that one. You can
I think
feel
I'm
free to
okay
change
with
my mind.
B. I don't think the weird stuff kills it as much for me as the other stuff. Like I think it's like I don't mind it as much, but maybe it's just because I've seen just more stuff than you guys. Like I've seen worse. I don't honestly argue for Daniel. I'd argue for like low B, like maybe the lowest B. Like I enjoyed it. The uncomfortable stuff was like I was like, oh, okay, sure, why not? All right then. But like, I was like, all right, well that's over, thank God. Like it wasn't that bad to me. Like I think it was okay. I don't know, personally I'd give it like the B. I'd give it lowest B, honestly. Just because I'm okay with like what they did. Though if we want to split the difference, I'm fine just putting it above episode 3, Daniel and Greg.
Yeah, let's just do that. So just above episode 3, but barely.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
It's-
Up next is Thor from 2011. God, it's 14 years ago. Fuck.
That's fine.
That one was fine.
That was
Thor is okay. Like, I've always thought it has a good idea, but like there's some weird crap with the script and like, why the Dutch angles everywhere? God damn it. I know that director likes doing that, but like, dude, fuck off with the Dutch angles. Because it looks nothing like any other Marvel movie sometimes, and it's weird. I do like Thor's journey, though, as he starts off as a pompous ass, and is like, damn, I should stop being a pompous ass. Like, he goes on a classic hero's journey. obviously it's not going to completely end because there's other movies, but like at the time they were like, all right, we don't know what's gonna happen later. Maybe it'll come back. But like I like Thor's journey. I think Loki's fun. I think Loki has done better in other movies. But like I like that they established him here because this is where it all started with Loki, and Loki still is doing stuff in the modern day. I have not seen Loki season 2 yet, chat. Sorry. But no, I think Thor is okay. It's not great, but it's not trash. I think it perfectly encapsulates like bottom B for me, where it's like fine. Like, would I watch it again? I mean, if it's on TV and I'm at my parents' house and my dad's like, "Hey, Thor's on," I'm like, "All right, well, here, if I'm sitting with just you and the dog on the couch, I'll watch Thor. I don't mind it."
Well,
But is it something I'll actively go to my way to watch? I'd rather just watch something else, a different Marvel movie. But if Thor is on, I'll watch Thor. Why not? If I have nothing else to do and there's no other things to watch, sure, why not?
Yeah, thinking about it, I would honestly argue for Upper B because, to your point, it doesn't really view like another Marvel movie.
Yeah, they're still figuring out the formula.
Yeah.
And is that a positive or a negative?
On the one hand, it doesn't really fit in. It's the odd one out. But on the other hand, to me, especially on rewatch, that makes it feel significantly fresher, more original.
Yeah.
And that's a good feeling when you have a format to the story that works really well because it's so closely tied to a classic hero's journey. Because, you know, that's something that has stuck around because it works, right?
Yeah. It's a story since literally humans are like, hey, let me tell you about something interesting.
Yeah,
let me tell you a story.
It's a prototype
literally
for
going back to the fires.
It's a prototype for storytelling as a whole.
Yeah.
And you can make solidly good stuff just by sticking close to that hero's journey formula, but you need some more garnish on it to break out of good and integrate. This didn't break out of good and integrate, but you can tell it was trying, and it got closer than I think people give it.
They definitely had an idea. They got close to it. They just didn't fully bake it.
Yeah,
like so it's good, but it not perfect. Yeah,
it's definitely B, but I'd argue for the upper half of B.
As
long as you don't listen too closely to exactly what some of the archaic dialogue actually says and try to take it literally, because actually, we could get more into that with Avengers stuff.
Okay.
Coughs in Mule and Quim, but
yeah. But
it was a pretty solid movie though.
What do you think, Daniel? Would you agree with B, or would you like to?
Yeah, I'd say B, mid, high B. Like it's fine.
So you don't mind it? It's like fine.
Yeah, it was fine. I wouldn't necessarily watch it again personally, but I didn't feel annoyed that I did.
So you're glad at least that you saw it.
Yeah.
That way you can say, I saw it. Thanks.
I do have a personal note too that I'm really glad that they managed to integrate the like magical stuff with the science stuff.
Oh yeah.
So well, because a lot of Marvel science magic is very assholey, but this felt like the closest to being grounded in real science, while also literally reaching off into mythology, like shoulder deep in mythology land.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, because like, especially with until really Doctor Strange, they were kind of afraid of magic, because they're like, oh shit, magic. That's kind of a button we can just hit for emergency. Now what? So like, I like that they balanced it out with Thor at least. So I think that's good. I think B is perfect for Thor. Thor is just a decent movie. It's not amazing. It's not anything special, but I didn't mind it. I don't mind it. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. It's just a good movie. Kung Fu Panda. I'd argue A tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. A tier.
A tier.
The first one is.
The first one's it's the best.
Yeah. There's a reason why it stuck around for so long. Though, admittedly, maybe that's a problem. That it's
Yeah, why did they make a
reason
fourth?
that they won't let the thing die.
Yeah, I heard the fourth one came out. I heard it was bad.
That's what I heard too. I heard that from somebody who walked into the shop rocking a Kung Fu Panda t-shirt.
Yeah, so that movie came out.
Almost 17 years ago. God damn it, I remember watching it in the theater.
We're getting old, but no, I still like it. I think the story with like all of that, how like he's like betrayed by Shifu, and like he has a legitimately valid reason to be pissed because he was literally told all his life, "Hey, I'm the Dragon Warrior," and then he's like, "No," and he's like, "Well, now what? Fuck you. Fine, fuck you." I like that. And then at the end, Po wins not by like being some master of like kung fu or some special bullshit. Obviously the Wushu finger hold is bullshit, but like, you know what I mean? But like he's just still being himself. Like Po wins by just being like the big fat
Blobby.
panda.
He wins by being blobby Kung Fu nerd.
He's like, I'm
Which-
not a big fat panda, I'm the big fat panda. Skadoosh. I love that. It's such a good movie.
It speaks to the martial arts nerd's dream of, well, okay, maybe my training physically is lacking, but I've studied all the master's moves, and I have this encyclopedic knowledge of how all this stuff works,
Yeah.
and I do have some sort of physical advantage in that I'm probably in a higher weight class than you.
Yeah, it's like Mike Tyson trying to beat like a scrawny like 18-year-old in his prime. Like it's like, yeah, who's gonna win? The higher weight class. Like it's good. I like Kung Fu Panda a lot. I think it's really good. There's a reason people still watch it, and I love that when it came out, it pissed off the Chinese government so much that they went, "How the fuck did we not make this? Why did we not make this? What's wrong with you people? Why did the Americans make a better thing about China than you bastards did?" So that's fun. But yeah, Kung Fu Panda 2. So for a while this was my favorite, but I think it's down a peg a bit for me. But I still quite love it.
I wasn't as much of a fan of this one, though I liked where they were going with it.
Mhm.
I think it just kind of came out of left field, the whole thing with the pandas, I think.
What do you mean?
Well, so like the whole, hey, the pandas were murdered by this exactly
right.
one dude, and this
Yeah.
is the one dude that you need to be
Yeah,
pissed
they were
at.
murdered by Reznov. Same VA.
Well, thanks. I'm now cursed with knowledge.
You're welcome.
Reznov is a peacock, apparently.
We knew
But,
that.
but also the fact
Someone
that
please
like,
animate that.
but also the fact that like we now have tech that then proceeds to not get used appropriately until like the very end of the movie.
Yep.
Like, feels kind of weird. A lot of the side characters don't. Am I remembering the movie right? That this is the one where they have like the masters that get locked up and then they refuse to do
Yes, you are
anything?
correct.
Yep.
Okay.
They don't show up till the
and-
end where they're like, all right, I guess we need more Kung Fu guys.
Yeah, like that. Like the other masters are barely relevant. Show up for 5 minutes and then get their asses kicked.
Yeah, they're just like, you shouldn't go do that. And then when
Yeah,
they
like-
fail, they're like, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, hey, it's the end of the movie. All right, we're in.
No, but like the masters basically they're like playable Muso characters,
Yes.
but they don't get used like playable Muso characters. And we don't really have good side character development in general. Like,
No, it's not as good as the first one.
dang it, we had a compelling villain in the first one. We had a compelling mentor. Shifu had a really good mini character arc in the in the first one.
And the second one, he
Give
doesn't do much.
me more of that, please.
He's like, you must go to
Wish.
Gongmen City. Bye.
When was Shifu during most of
Yeah,
that?
I don't know why they
He
keep.
took a nap.
They always shaft some of these characters, and I'm like, they would have been good here. Why did you not do that? I do like Poe's story though. Poe's story in like this is like actually good though. Like him realizing like he's got all this trauma, and he's like, no, it doesn't define me.
You
I
have to
define
let
me.
go.
But
I love the visual with the
becomes-
water
Let go,
drop.
Clark.
I love that visual so much.
It becomes very much the Poe movie, not the Poe and his ensemble of wacky characters movie.
Yeah, it's very much a character study on
And
Poe.
that's not necessarily a bad thing, but coming off of Kung Fu Panda 1, it feels like a kind of a step down in scope.
I feel like what happened is they might have like had a plan, and then the voice actors, like especially like Angelina Jolie's like, hey, this is the sequel, more money, please. And they're like, not for you. We're gonna give you the same amount of voice lines, or you, like, this is for a lot of these characters. Like, I don't know. You also don't have like Oogway in here. It's like just the like dude who's like, yeah, I just know
Well, Oogway's
things.
dead, so
I
can
know, but like,
forgive
there's no
that.
one to
We have
replace him.
We have Oogway in the next movie.
Oh man, I have complaints about that movie. But like, I
Well,
don't know.
anyway, where are we dumping this one?
Below Thor, I'd say bottom
I-
B.
Yeah.
Bottom B.
Really,
I'd say.
I would say like top C at best. Personally. Well, I
see-
guess bottom B also works.
I think like bottom B is fine for now. If we can later lower it to C, but I think bottom B is fine for now.
Yeah, I think if we lower it, it'll probably just be like within the category. so
Exactly,
things
yeah.
are-
It's
We have a lot of
very,
movies to go through.
It really is very kind of straddling the border though,
Yeah.
so I could go either way.
I'm fine with putting it lowest B for now.
I have fond memories of this movie, but it
Me
doesn't
too.
hold up as well as I thought.
No, the first one still holds up very well, but the second one not as much. Kung Fu Panda 3. I don't think I
Oh,
watched this when it
boy.
came to theaters. I only watched it on like HBO Max back in the day, and like, man, it is by far. We have not seen 4, chat. We have not watched 4. We will watch 4 at some point, maybe. But 3,
Probably,
oh
maybe.
god, it is just, man, it is so bad.
It's
very
downhill
much
from
like-
here.
Like, for series as high quality as like these first two, man, this is such a letdown. Because like you're like, oh, maybe his dad will be like more like they'll be like reserved. It's like, nope, he's just as dumb as shit as Poe. It's like, because like in the glimpse you see of him in the second one, he's like, nope, I'm gonna protect everybody, and then like somehow he like escapes after he smacks the wolf in the face, and then like just goes to be a fat panda somewhere. Like, okay, like, well, why? What are you doing? Like, I don't understand that. Because he had where he was holding a big fucking hammer. I can't show the video because I'll get struck by DreamWorks, but like, y'all saw that if you've seen the movie. So like, 3 is just such a man. It's
My hypothesis is that he hit himself in the head with the hammer, looked dead, so nobody confirmed the kill, and when
except
he
for
got
brain
up,
damage.
yeah, when he got up, he was thoroughly incapable of doing anything combat proficient.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that between movies. I feel like they had a plan, and then they were like, no, you gotta make it more kid-friendly. Because it's very much for kids. Like, I don't know, would you put this in, like, C,
Let's see.
D, or not
Put it in
target
the
audience?
Lower C.
Upper
Lower
D
C,
for
maybe
me.
upper D.
Like,
Yeah, I'm fine with
here's
D.
the thing about it too, is that there was like no point. Well, firstly, there was no point in any of the proceedings that happened to it. Like,
Nope.
it was all about just introducing the pandas effectively.
And there's
not
no
even-
attachment to anything related to Poe's past other than he kidnapped Oogway. Like, you don't get any development. Like, Poe doesn't know who he is. No one knows who this guy is. What's the point? Yeah, it's J.K. Simmons.
And then he
J.K. Simmons is
captures
cool.
the other.
What's the point? He captures the other Furious 5 and Shifu, except for basically Tigris.
Tigris,
Because they
of
need
course.
someone who's actually competent at Kung Fu to try and fail. Who can
And
tell
then,
Poe to be better.
like the thing that got me the most about it, I think, was the part with the dragon warrior actually turning into something.
Yeah, when they're in the spirit realm, yeah.
Like, I can't tell if that was just because it was the spirit realm, and
It was,
just-
yeah.
Okay.
It's very much so.
But yeah, it does feel like it undercuts a little bit of the message of the
Yeah.
First movie,
Oh.
yeah.
Actually, honestly, the first two movies more.
Yeah,
than
it undercuts the
very
journey
first
of, hey, Dragon Warrior could have been anybody, man. Could have been anybody. Could have been Tigress. Could have been fucking Mantis, for all we know. No, it just happened to be you. Like, in the first one especially, like, yo, no, there's no accidents. And in the third one, they're like, yeah, Poe, you're, like, legendary on purpose. And it's like, really?
You're legendary because you're a panda.
You're legendary because you're the legendary panda. It's really cool for you that you're the legendary panda. Check it out. So yeah, D tier. I'm fine with D tier.
Yeah.
Like, and it sucks because those first two are like
stop
actually pretty good.
undercutting their own fucking heroes.
I hear 4 is even worse at that, so that's gonna be great. 4 is gonna probably just go into the not target audience category. But to get away from that, Dune Part 1.
Okay, so hot take.
I will be quiet.
I really disliked the Dune movie. I told Matt and Greg that.
Danny.
Like, and you and Danny. Like, here's the thing, right? It just felt like nothing was really happening during it. And I understand that there's a lot of political intrigue that's going on into this and other stuff, but to me that knows nothing about Dune, it just looks like a woman started a cult for her son because her son existed and she wanted power, and then the son starts manifesting some power potentially and kind of gets spice high and goes like, yeah, I'm gonna rule these people because that's what my mom told me to do.
Yeah, I'll say this for someone who's researched Dune lore, you're technically not wrong.
Well, so here's the thing.
Dune lore is something else, man.
Okay, so as someone
insane.
who really loved reading Dune, maybe a little bit to an unhealthy extent, I can say that you are technically not right, but you're not wrong either.
Yeah.
That's
You're getting a lot correct in that. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of bullshit of why Paul exists. That is complicated.
The wrongness that you've got is entirely not your fault. Because as much as I, as a
Someone who knows his shit.
as a recovering nerd, as much as I as a recovering nerd appreciate the movie and really enjoyed it and thought it was neato,
Oh, yeah.
me
Same.
as a person who consumes media and watches movies with sometimes a bit less context than I had going into this. Okay, usually with less context than I had going into this. I have way too much context. Please help me out, do not worry. This movie did a horrible job of explaining what the heck is going on and making it presentable and friendly and accessible to a newcomer.
Oh, yeah. As someone who's
This-
new to Dune, when I was watching this movie in the theater, I was like, wow, this is really cool. The fuck is any of this? So I had to go to YouTube and like look up some of the stuff. I'm like, oh, that makes sense now. Wait, what is... Oh, that makes sense now. Wait, why
This
don't they have
did not-
computers? Oh, that makes sense.
This did not feel like a movie
Unlike
that's
Harry Potter, it's
meant
not an easy way to
stand
come in.
alone. This felt like a love letter to Dune made in movie format.
It's very much a part 1 of a part 2. I will say that.
not even that.
Oh, really?
Not
You
even
think?
that. Or I mean, that's not the point that I'm getting at.
Oh,
What I'm
sorry.
trying to say is it's not something that is meant to exist without context. It's not meant to be your first foray into what Dune is. Or if it is, then somebody did a piss poor job of explaining themselves. Because this feels like it's being the Dune of all time. It's very good at capturing the feeling, the idea of Dune in broad sweeping strokes that makes you feel like, yes, this is what I was feeling the first time when I cracked open the book and started reading. And
honestly, that
kept
feels on
reading.
brand for the director.
And did not stop reading to take bathroom breaks or drink water until I was done.
You can just take the book into the bathroom.
Greg, are you speaking from experience?
Something tells me he is.
Okay, yes, I did go through that thing in one sitting.
Jesus Christ, how many hours did that take you to fucking read this book, Greg?
I do not know.
Did you finish it in a day, or did it take or did you stay up a few
Oh.
days?
Well, it was definitely within a day, because
Jesus,
otherwise
that's a
my
thick
lower
book.
regions would have been soggy.
Ew.
They were not
Thanks.
soggy.
Thanks. Okay.
But also,
I think
I know the second read through when I was trying to pick it for lore, that took me like a week.
because
Because
you first
I had
read
a
through it because you're
notebook.
like, damn, this is really cool, and the second time you're like, wait, I need to understand some of this stuff.
The second time I had one of those composition notebooks, and
you can
I
write
wrote,
stuff
like,
down.
Yeah, I wrote like 2 lines per every line of notebook,
Jesus.
and I used like 3/4 of that notebook.
Is that one of those little white notebooks they give you in school
Yeah.
to take notes, like the little
Yeah.
one that fits in a backpack?
Okay, while this is riveting, we are on a time limit.
Oh,
True.
okay. You're right. So
Yeah, Dune.
it-
Yeah. Where would I put Dune?
it had some significant issues with storytelling.
God, the visuals.
Yeah, it
Okay,
it
visuals
was,
are good.
it was a
Dude, on IMAX, they're
sensory
incredible.
experience. It was a sensory experience, and it was an excellent tribute to what Dune actually is. But as far as explaining itself went, I feel like it was a worse storytelling experience than the old Dune.
The 80s one?
If you remember the 80s Dune movie.
Oh, boy.
Which
Yeah,
had
after we
the
watch Dune
exact
Part 2, we
opposite
should watch
problem.
that.
So that one had the exact opposite problem. I'm not gonna get into that.
That one's a
But,
very special case.
yeah.
It's very funny.
We may be overcorrected here, folks, but we could have overcorrected harder than we did, so small mercies. Honestly, this... If I'm really honest with myself, I'd say this is top of C.
Really. I'd argue
Yeah, because
above Kung Fu Panda, too.
I loved this movie from an emotional standpoint, and I hated it from a movie-making standpoint.
So you're like, great
I'm
movie,
averaging
looks
those
good,
things
good
together.
music, but as a storytelling piece, bad.
Yeah. As a storytelling piece, what did you do to my precious?
They split it in half.
Yeah, so
Dune Part 2 is
let's-
actually better though. Dune Part 2 is much better.
Okay, sure.
No, it is.
Let's
That's
split the
not the-
difference and hit middle of C then, because I would probably put it like D-ish.
Really? Damn. Okay, mid C is fine. Chat, I enjoyed it, but I also think Part 2 is better.
I have hot takes.
On.
everything.
Didn't I say The Matrix was an F?
That is true. You did give an F to The Matrix. You did not
Anyway,
like The Matrix.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, the
Jurassic
original
Park.
one from '93. One of the best movies of all time. A tier.
I'm not sure I would give it that high. All things considered, I think it was. It's one of those really good in the moment, like the original Godzilla that we have on this list. It was good for the time, or really good for the time, and introduced a lot of concepts. But looking back at it with a lot of hindsight, there's not really a lot that happens. It's very much a let's wander around this place that's probably going to kill us. And hey,
Yeah.
look, some things are actually trying to kill us. Not
Oh,
that
look, the
many,
T-Rex. Cool.
but-
Also,
Fucking Nedry.
uh.
Chat, you might not know this reference because none of you probably watched it, but Newman. Because it's the same guy who played Newman on Seinfeld in the 90s. The same actor. I bet off this movie is why he was hired for Seinfeld to play basically a similar role of just dumbass.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but
Where would you
Like-
put it then? You want to put it in B or something? Or even C?
yeah, I would say B. It is a genuinely good movie still, if
Oh,
not dated, in terms of writing quality. I think where it shines the most is the CGI still, and where it
Oh,
shines
yeah.
the
For being
least
from 93,
is
holy shit, it's good.
yeah. But what I would call it out for the most is the character writing, and especially the kids.
What character writing?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, half the characters are barely relevant, half of the characters are just there to die.
That is true. What's like an anime?
Like, even anime isn't that blatant about it. Like we have freaking people that die, people that sit there, and Alan Grant, and kids.
True.
Red Shirts, the movie.
Yeah, pretty much Red Shirts. Daniel, you know what a red shirt is, right, Daniel?
Yes.
Good. Thank God. Greg, at some point we're gonna watch all 13 Star Trek movies.
In one sitting?
No. No. That's as much content as 3 Lord of the Rings films.
All on one screen playing simultaneously.
Just every Star Trek movie on the screen, all of them, from 1 all the way to.
No, everybody
the last one
streams
we
a different Star Trek movie. We have 13 people.
I just assigned Daniel to Star Trek 5 just to fuck with him.
Anyway,
That movie's a Mike on movie.
mid
That
to-
movie's horrible.
I'd say mid-ish B, maybe high at a stretch.
Would you say it's better or worse than Thor?
I think it's still worse because Thor is at least a complete movie. I can't really say the same thing about Jurassic Park.
Damn.
I'm
I'd say it's better
inclined to
than Thor.
agree, but I
That
think
feels
it's worse
wrong.
than Thor, but it is better than Kung Fu Panda 2 by a small margin.
Yeah, it's better than Kung Fu Panda 2.
Yeah. So
By a smaller margin than I thought I would give it.
Oh god, Jurassic Park 2: The Lost World. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, now that one is
That's
not good.
D or
that
F,
one's-
gentlemen?
That one's bottom of D.
Look, the only good
No, I'd
thing
say it's
about
better
that
than
was
Kung Fu
don't
Panda
go
3.
into the tall grass.
Okay.
I'd say it's better than Kung Fu Panda 3, honestly.
Oh, actually, no. I have
It's
another.
Oh?
No, sorry, Greg. Go on.
I have difficulty saying that it's better than Kung Fu Panda 3 just because in addition to feeling like everybody involved in everything here should know better.
Because
And-
written and directed by Spielberg again.
Yeah, and additionally, this doesn't feel like it's even trying to build off of the success of the first one correctly. Like, I mean, I know Kung Fu Panda 3 has that issue too, to a ridiculous extent, but like, the CGI no longer feels innovative for the time period. The character writing is doubling down on all of the issues it had. And the biggest thing this has going for it to me is that it is not Jurassic Park 3. Which,
Oh.
to be fair, it is not Jurassic Park 3.
That is true. That is
Okay,
true.
but yeah, so bottom of D.
Bottom of D, fair enough.
Jurassic Park 3!
Is Jurassic Park 3, and that one's enough.
Yes, yes.
This
God.
is just Screaming Woman the movie.
It really is. It's
The
so
only-
fucking bad.
The best part of this movie was the goddamn freaking Kool-Aid Man Spinosaurus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
That's only good because of how stupid.
Yeah, the Spicer literally comes out of nowhere, and it's literally just the cool. Like, Chad, I could edit it, like probably make an edit, like a YouTube short of Jurassic Park 3 of just the Kool-Aid Man for the Spinosaurus.
And it wouldn't even
I mean,
be
just
out of
bust through a
place.
wall, and then just the instead of the
Yeah,
roar,
make
I replaced the
Kool-Aid
roar
Man
with, "Oh yeah."
Character.
No, just
God, what
Just-
a bad movie.
as
Howlin'.
off the wall as everything in that movie feels, it would not be out of place at all. And like this, watching that Spino, that was probably the most fleshed out character of the entire movie.
Why is okay? I searched up Alan Jurassic Park on YouTube. Why is there a 10 fucking hour version?
Oh, what?
Why did someone make that? Okay, it's gone. I think it got probably searched years ago and it's been struck. Oh my god. Oh, good. Someone made. Oh, good. Apparently, they made a Lego Jurassic World, and they have that in there.
Oh yeah. Well, they made that a while ago.
Yeah,
but
it's from 7
no,
years ago. I didn't know that. But oh boy,
what's
Jurassic
next?
Park 3 is not good.
Oh,
Captain America: The
Captain
First Avenger, the first Captain America. What do you guys
Okay,
think?
that one was good.
Pretty dang
I would
good.
say.
Pretty
I'd
dang
say.
good,
I'd actually say it's above Thor.
Agree.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's-
even low.
I'd put it
A.
low A.
Yeah, no, it's very good. I quite enjoy the first Cap. I had not
It's-
seen it in like years. Still good. Still
It's
a good
also
movie
some of the best acting that the MCU has gotten.
so far. Yeah,
Yeah.
up to that point.
Well, even then, like, it's just I think a lot of the side characters were just
Fun.
these actors were
They had fun on set. You could tell.
yeah they were just having the time of their lives.
Hey, this is a
Even the
dumb
ones who
comic book
didn't
movie.
make-
Let's just have fun, man.
There wasn't so much pressure on them, I think, as there
Oh, yeah.
comes to be in the later Marvel movies, and
Because they didn't know if this
That-
would work or not.
that just even though it's literally World War II setting with all of the awfulness that implies, something about the actors seeming to be a little more in the moment.
Yeah, and they've
It
like
helps
moments
to
that
sell.
are like fun, and then they have moments where you're like, damn. Like when like you have a moment where like he's like feeling good because he's like, I just rescued all these guys, and like at that part, and then you get to the part later where he's like just in that like place that's been bombed out. He's like he can't get drunk, so he's just kind of stewing in his own emotions. He's just dealing with it. He's like, this fucking sucks. Like
Man.
like Chris Evans is a good actor. I wish they would put him in more shit that isn't just these kinds of movies. Like I wish he would be in more like dramatic roles too. I think he's been in a few, but he seems to probably get paid just to do some of these. Like he was in Red One lately, and I'm like, why? Oh, because you're probably paid like $25 million.
Just I want to see him in a role as just some nerd in a rom-com.
He's actually, Greg, that's where he got his start.
Really?
Yeah. In early
the movie
2000s,
played.
besides being in Fantastic Four, the first two ones in the early 2000s, he was a big rom-com actor in like the
Really?
late 90s, early 2000s. Oh yeah, go look at his filmography. He was in a shitload of rom-coms in the early
Note
2000s.
yourself.
Anyway.
I'll do that
Like a
later.
lot of them. Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting distracted.
Up next, Your Name.
Your name.
Oh man, that was good. That was so good. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I don't think I like it as much as when I first watched it, but I still think that it's a like
A tier.
solid A.
Yeah,
Yeah, what do you
solid
think?
set of nut kicks.
Nut kicks.
I would say below Kung Fu Panda. Overall, the stakes of the
right above Cap.
Red Buff Cap.
yeah, overall the stakes of the movie aren't that strong, and you don't feel
You
like
don't
the
expose it till
catharsis
later.
is super good, like Kung Fu Panda, but it's still
It's
up
really
there.
good. You know, if you haven't seen Your Name, chat, you should watch it. Either in Japanese or English. It's really good. Though you
But
should really
also-
watch in the original language because it gets the
This-
direct emotions.
I think the sense that you get for a lot of it that the stakes don't feel that big means that when it
They
does
get
kind of
big.
you that there is a bit more to this
Mm.
that hits you a little bit more.
Yes.
Well, it hits you a little bit lower down in your anatomy.
What?
Always with the nut shots, I swear. Next,
All right, up next.
Suzume,
Yep, Susan A. Oh man, that's
also known as Doors.
Doors.
Chair.
Chat.
Door chair.
Chair door. Would you like to bring a chair through a door, chat? Would you like to use a
Okay,
steel
so-
chair after walking through a door?
So my opinion on Suzume is that it's like high to mid B.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's got a better like payoff than Your Name does, but
Yes.
the rest of the movie is not as solid.
Yeah.
Would you put it above Jurassic Park? 'Cause I would.
Yes.
Yes.
but I'm not sure whether I'd put it above Thor.
No,
I would not put it above Thor.
No, I put it.
don't
I
think
think this is a good spot. I like Suzume, but I also like it's very good. Like Chad, I would also recommend Suzume. Like this
I
is a
think
movie
that it's
that
the
has
lower
its issues,
pro.
but it's a good movie.
Yeah. Transformers: Rise of the Beast is next, I think. Right?
Wait, that's Rise of the Beast. Oh wait, is that the one with the Maximals?
Yes.
Oh man, okay, I've seen that, so I can actually review that. I don't think I watched it with you guys, but I've seen that. Oh man,
Yeah. That was a movie.
yeah, it's a movie.
I think I conked out for the first quarter of it because I don't remember anything about.
Yeah, it's a very forgettable movie. It is
It's-
one of the weaker Transformers movies, which is saying something. 'Cause at
it's,
least the Michael Bay ones are
not
bad.
Great.
Yeah, like the thing with the Michael Bay ones is they're loud and obnoxious, but at least you remember that it was loud and obnoxious. This one has no legacy.
And you have no risk of sleeping through Bayformers.
Yeah, with Bayformers at least you'd be like, oh my god, there's another fucking explosion. Why? It's like,
Oh god. But
No, I
anyway,
say
so
you
like,
have no risk of sleeping.
Not
through
target audience, do you
Bayformers.
guys
On
want-
the other hand, have no,
I would
it's-
still give it a rating.
I'd
but the thing
try.
is, so here's the thing though, I just didn't find connection with anybody because
same.
they were all bland. Like
Is one of the most generic
Optimus
movies ever
was
made.
still generic, kind of hard ass Optimus that Bayformers
Yep.
led off on. Which
The only thing he doesn't say is
sucks.
I'll kill you.
Yes,
think.
Bumblebee still can't fucking
may I
talk
kindly borrow
because
your
hey,
face?
that
Oh
was
man.
that was fun to do
We gotta
for
watch
several
Bayformers.
years.
Peter Cullen is
Who
getting
was the-
old, man. Holy
Who is
shit.
the one that the protagonist follows, or is the protag car like Jazz?
No, it's not Jazz. It's a different one.
I don't
I'll just call him
I don't
Jazz
know. I'm googling.
We'll
Oh,
just call him
Mirage.
Jazz.
It's Mirage. It's
Okay,
Mirage.
So Mirage
It's
was
Pete
there.
Davidson. God, Pete Davidson. I don't know how Pete Davidson keeps getting like all these high quality roles. Pete Davidson's like fine, but he's not that good of an actor. Dude
Anyway,
is insane.
There, I almost just called Mirage Pete Davidson, but
That's the
Mirage is there. He's just like the stereotypical, "Hey, look at me" guy.
I'm the young
And
gun. I'm
then-
ready to go.
And
Fuck
then
it.
the only other one that I remember aside from the I think they had Optimus Primal,
The
who
gorilla. Yeah.
was just benevolent Optimus Prime. So the Optimus Prime from the show that should have been Optimus
Yeah.
Prime. And
Yep.
then we had the Eagle who gets corrupted for
Yes.
literally no
you are
reason
remembering correctly.
whatsoever.
Yeah, she's like, I'm corrupted. Don't
And then
worry,
she
we'll be
fucking
fine.
dies.
And it's like, okay, you could have flown somewhere else.
Or taken some medicine, or literally
You
anything
could have
else.
done
but no,
something else.
We decided that I must die because
Yeah, it's dumb. Also, the other
Thank
human
you.
characters besides the main one, who the fuck cares? Why are you even here? Oh,
were
'cause we
there
need
more
another
than
person.
like two people?
There was the main guy character. There was his new friend from the museum he broke into, and there was his little brother who was sick.
Oh,
That
I
is
also,
it. And also the military
also-
guys.
I want to point out that I legitimately could not remember whether I watched this movie with you guys at all because my brain has compressed down the experience of the first time I watched this movie with the time that I watched the movie.
This
in
movie is just the
so
most like generic
it's-
of all of the Transformers live action stuff. It's so
I-
boring.
My mind just went ahead and decided, okay, yeah, I'm not gaining anything from having two instances of these memories. Squish.
Yeah, like Transformers The Last Night and then whatever Transformers 5 is from Bay are bad. Or Transformers 4 and 5 are like bad, but at least they're like so funny because they're that fucking good. Like they're F tier, but they're funny F tier. Because they're that
But-
atrocious of movies. Like they're memorable because they're that bad. This one isn't even
This-
memorable. This is just not a good movie.
This
I give
one
a shit
is
about.
such a. This
I'll
one
never watch it
isn't
again.
even so excitingly bad it deserves an F. I want to put this at the bottom of D.
Yeah. It's just not good. Like, chat, our problem with the movie is not like that it's just not anything. It's just not anything.
It's
that
a
will ever
nothing
come-
burger.
It is the ultimate nothing burger. It is just, hey, we made a movie again. We've got the whatever the fuck, the beasts in
a
here.
license.
It's like
We got
I
the
made
beasts in
ice
here. Look at it. We
cream,
finally
though.
brought them to live
What
action. What do we do with them? Nothing, because this franchise is dead. All right, well, let's
We
make an
beast.
animated one. Well, that bombed too.
I
G.I.
made a
Joe
beast
crossover,
ice
coming
cream.
soon.
That's what this tastes like.
The only thing I remember about this movie, honestly, is that they were trying to do a G.I. Joe crossover, finally.
See,
Because
the
apparently
thing
they were
I
supposed to make a
remember from the
G.I. Joe
is-
movie in the early 2000s before they made Transformers. And then the US did the cool thing of invading Iraq. And they're like, never mind. That's
See,
why
the thing I
Transformers
remember
live
from
action
the
exists.
movie- The thing I remember from this was that the dude equips Mirage. For
Oh,
like
yeah,
5
right. Mirage
minutes.
is like a mini suit of armor for him. I forgot about that. That's so
yeah,
stupid.
that's the only thing I really remember from it.
Yeah, it's not good.
I have zero memory of this.
I forgot about that. That's the last like 5 minutes of the movie. Only so that he doesn't
Yeah.
get squashed.
And then he
Okay, I
punches out
have-
the bad guy, I think, with it too.
I have
Oh my god, the bad
0.4
guy. God,
memory of that.
Peter Dinklage cannot fucking voice act to save his life. Dude is a good actor, but anytime he's put in front of just a microphone, he fucking sucks. Holy shit. Like,
Nice.
I don't know how anyone, like, any Hollywood studio didn't see him in Destiny and go, maybe we should, like, not hire him as a voice actor. Like, he was so bad Destiny, they replaced him with Nolan North. Like, holy shit. How much, like, you pay, because, like, the thing is, they still had to pay the fucking guy at the height of Game of Thrones popularity. And then they're like, delete the voice lines, replace him.
Anyway,
We're giving you
Pokemon-
your money, but instead of giving you your money for your voice, we're giving you your money so you shut up.
Exactly. So, now we've got Pokemon Movie 3.
bottom of B,
I enjoyed it.
I see.
Would you put it
Yeah, this
above
one,
Ghost
I
in the
think,
Shell?
had-
Or... What do you think?
I put it
Uh,
above Ghost in the Shell.
Me too.
Yeah.
I like it. It's just a fine movie. If you like, it's clearly a bit younger children, but it's like also just still pretty decent.
Yeah,
Like, you're not gonna
it's
get mad
something
watching
you can
it.
still watch as
No.
an adult and get entertainment value and enjoyment from.
And I have no nostalgia for it because I didn't watch Pokemon stuff as a kid. I didn't play Pokemon as a kid. I have no nostalgia for this, and I thought it was all right. It's perfectly fine. If you just want to watch a movie, and you're like, I don't mind watching a Pokemon movie from literally 25 years ago now, it's fine. It's not the worst. It's all right.
Like it's not incredible, but it doesn't have to be.
No, it's just a okay movie. I didn't expect it to be amazing. I expected it to be just a decent Pokemon movie. And that's what I got. Pokemon Movie 4. I mean, what's the actual name of it, or is it just Pokemon Movie 4? Pokemon Forever.
Alright, I noticed that my PC had just a bunch of dust collecting on the side of it, and I had to sweep it up.
Gotcha,
Anyway,
gotcha.
Pokemon Movie 4 is the Celebi movie,
Yes.
or you could say that it's Pokemon Forever, like the Americans called it.
Yeah, that's what happened when I googled it. It came up with that title.
I felt kind of funny about that one. Like that one felt like it missed a bit more potential than 3 did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that 4 kind of fell into the plot, or like the big plot not really matter.
Yeah.
In grand scheme of things, as opposed to 3 where there were like consequences both personal and worldwide for it happening.
Yeah.
And you don't
Also, time
necessarily
travel.
need big stakes in a Pokemon movie, just given how much random stuff happens within Pokemon continuity that just doesn't really amount to much of anything except, oh hey, yeah, that definitely happened. But when you have a Pokemon like Celebi or well, just in general, the power set that is
Oh, boy.
in the situation of might be
Useful.
might be useful or might fall into the wrong hands or something. Just given the pieces you've put into place, you expect the stakes to feel higher than they do.
Yeah. It's okay. It's not great. I don't know. I'd put it at probably top D.
I'd argue
Or
more
maybe
for
even
bottom
C.
of C.
Bottom
Yeah,
C
I'd
is
say
actually
bottom
fine.
of C.
I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. It's okay. It's not as good as 3. It's fine. Not mad I watched it. It's okay. Could have been better, but whatever. Up next, the original Avengers movie from 2012. God damn it.
Above Your Name. I
Yep.
thought that it was a very good movie.
Oh yeah, no, it still holds up very well. It still really holds up. Like, especially like, because like, yeah, it's a bit like it takes like that middle part is kind of long, but like the payoff at the end is great because all the heroes are working together, their powers are playing off each other, some fun dynamics. Like, yeah, Hulk and Thor are like, you know,
We got combo attacks.
like they're combo attacking the big Chitauri, like where I forget what that thing is called, the big thing that shoots out the little Chitauri, the flying guy. Like when they take it down,
carrier.
like yeah, sure, but like when like they finish and they crash that thing into Grand Central Station, like as like a callback to like an hour earlier where they were fighting and no one won the fight for Thor versus Hulk. I love that Hulk just punches Thor as like, nah, I did it. Like that's such a nice touch, where it's like, oh hey, that's funny. Like it still holds up. I like that the like Loki is better in this movie. He's a lot better in this movie as like a more of a villain. But like it's clear there's like a step above him. But like you're not really focused on that. You're mostly focused on like, damn, Loki's doing a lot of shit. This isn't good. That last hour is so good though. Like I love that last hour.
Yeah.
It really helps that movie. And the dialogue, quippy dialogue, is like it starts here,
This is the
but it's not
best
as bad
with
here.
movie dialogue.
Yeah, like this is the part where they formed a pattern, and they're like, "Oh, people like this because it's the first one to make $1 billion. Let's just do more of that." And it works for some of the stuff. Some of it, I'm glad they dial back in some of the stuff. Like they do less of it in like Black Panther. Thank God. There's some dumb shit in Black Panther, but it's not as bad. Like, because there's some movies where I'm like, "Shut up." Even I say shut up. I like the Marvel stuff through Phase 3. Even I'm sometimes like, God damn it. Like, I have a lot of problems with, like, Guardians, too. But, like, whatever. Not my problem.
I do want to
It's so-
complain a little bit. Just
Oh, feel free.
in
Go ahead.
general, whenever we get shown, actually, I don't remember. Was this the first one where we got a good look at Natasha doing things?
No, that was Iron Man 2.
No.
Iron Man 2. Okay.
Yeah, she first showed up in Iron Man 2.
Well,
She did slightly better.
She did better in this
Yeah.
one. I
okay,
think she's the
yeah,
best
so-
in Infinity War. /
Yeah,
Endgame.
she was. You're right. She was not as bad in this one as she was in.
It's
in
'cause she got a better
Iron Man 2,
writer.
but nobody is as bad as Iron Man 2 in this. So
Yeah.
low bar on that.
No, this movie's, like, good. It made people go, oh, no, this works. This works.
But like her, I'm still going to take issue with anything where she has to be in motion for extended periods of time.
Yeah, her choreography is
Um,
straight ass.
And her dialogue options her interactions with other characters were pretty mixed. Like there were some good moments, especially
Yeah, her with Hawkeye is great.
she had
they
some
keep that
good
going.
character interplay. She also had
Bruce.
she also had Banner.
Yeah,
At
that
some
gets
point.
worse later. We'll talk about that
Yeah.
later.
So
Three-way.
Oh, God.
It's a love triangle. Except
But
one
between
of them's
her, Banner,
married.
and the Hulk.
No, her, Banner, and Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah. But up next...
if you add the Hulk in that, it's a love square, and I don't
Oh, great. That's fun. Yeah, I'm not gonna
Anyway.
think about that.
Relations is Banner Hulk.
Okay. Up next is Inside Out, the original from 2015. God damn it.
I think this is pretty good. I dislike the villainization of Joy as much as they did, but I understand why they did it.
Yeah.
Though it also raises the question of, if the emotions are feeling emotions, Why are we in this situation?
That's when you don't think about it.
I raise you cells at work. If the
True.
Oh,
cells
look, the
bleed-
cells have cells and they can blush.
Well, if the emotions have emotions, then they can emote.
Look, the fucking macrophage in cells at work is a goddamn, like, big-ass hammer.
That's a cleaver,
this shit is stupid.
but yes.
Well, one of the times they
Anyway,
use a
I would still say like high B personally.
Yeah, high
If
B
I
is
was
good.
being If I was being less biased, I'd probably say low A.
Yeah, I think it's good. I feel less positive about it than I did a couple of years ago. Like, watching it, I'm like, okay, yeah, no, this movie definitely has issues. I get why people in general feel it's good for kids that have, like, emotional stuff, because it's like, man. But, like...
I mean, it was good for me.
Yeah, no, it's... the first time I saw this movie, I fucking cried. Holy shit. Like, I was in the theater with my mom, and I was like, damn.
No, but, like, this is a movie that taught me strategies about handling my emotions that, like, professional help couldn't.
Yeah, they do a
So,
good job with some of the stuff in here.
For that reason, I'm having trouble figuring out whether I want to put it above Thor, but I'd say, yeah, maybe top of B.
Yeah, I think so too. I'll put it above Thor, honestly. I'll agree to that. It's above Thor. They're very close in quality, though. They're both good in different ways.
Now,
Up next.
I want a version
Oh,
of
go
Inside
ahead.
Out where we see Thor's emotions, please.
Oh my god, I would love that. Someone pay Chris Hemsworth to do that, please. It's still Disney. These are both owned by Disney. You could do it. Do Inside Out, but the Avengers edition just animated online. Just have it be an animation where they get the voice, where they get the actors in for 10 minutes, or even just sound alikes. They have animations. They're making animations. They have What If that just completed. They're making a zombie show. Come on. But up next is Iron Man 3, the one that comes right after the Avengers.
The one that sucked because all I remember from that is 4th of July with Iron Man.
What? It was
The
Christmas.
House party.
House Party Protocol. Oh, yeah, true.
It's very kaboom.
Yeah,
Like
so
bright lights.
so I'll explain that again. I probably did at the time. Basically,
Yeah.
they didn't know if they were going to be able to pay Downey to come back for stuff, so they were kind of wrapping it up, and then they have to go, oh shit, we actually did get him back. Like, so this was at the end of his original contract. So they didn't know if they were going to bring him back or not. That's why they did the suit explosions. In retrospect, oops. But, I think it's fine. Like, it's not as bad to me. But I think Iron Man 3 is, like, okay. Like,
Well-
it's got some decent stuff in it. Like, I like that Tony's gotta go back to effectively square one for a while when he's infiltrating the house. Like, I like that he has to, like, go to Home Depot, buy stuff, and, like, just figure it out. Like, he has to start over from a box of scraps again. I like that. That he, for a while, didn't have his Iron Man suit. He just had to deal with other shit. I like that they depower him for a while.
It's also nice that by doing this, they kind of parallel his need to step back and confront his own mental
Yeah.
health.
He's got a lot of PTSD from flying into a wormhole and nearly getting trapped in space, as seen in What If. That What If episode is hilarious, by the way. That shit's so stupid. I'll show you that later. Because that show is just dumb.
Not getting distracted.
But, like, I don't know. I mean, where would you guys put this? I would put it, like, either lower B or probably more like somewhere in C.
And I'd say like high-ish C, not highest, but high.
Do you want to put it below or above Ghost in the Shell? I put it above Ghost in the Shell, personally. Actually,
I'd put it right below.
Yeah, I think that's fair, actually. It's alright. It's good. If you want to go through the Marvel stuff, you kind of have to watch it. Because some stuff does come back later. But, like, I think in all, it is okay. Like, I was never the biggest fan of this one. Like, I think the
There's the
Triple
one
Slattery
moment-
stuff sucks because I would rather just have the Mandarin. But, whatever. I guess they wanted to say that for Shang-Chi.
There's the one moment where you have the realization, did they cram the president in an Iron Man suit?
Yes, they did.
And you just sit there in disbelief for a solid second while the movie continues.
Yeah, no, it is definitely some disbelief because you're like, wait a minute, he's in the Iron Man suit. Can't he just do something about that?
Guess not.
Nope. For the movie's sake, no, the president cannot become Iron Man.
Which
which is hilarious in
In
retrospect.
itself feels like a massive missed opportunity.
Yeah, that'd have been interesting, but oh well. I mean, what are you gonna do? Maybe he didn't go in the suit. But, I don't know. Up next, though, we're switching over to DC for a minute. The Batman from, like, I think it's 2 years ago? Is that from 2022 or 2023? I don't remember. Oh, it's 2022, so yeah, it's nearly a 3-year-old movie at this point. God damn.
Yeah, so this one I can't really comment on this one personally because I was not really paying attention during this one. So I'll leave it to you guys.
This was
I
not
love
a
this.
movie, it was an art piece.
Oh yeah, it's very much an art piece. It's like the art style is good, the music's good. It's like a Batman who's like not fully Batman yet. Like it's very much a Batman Year One scenario, where it's like
That's how
he's
Batman
like known,
Begins, wait a
but
minute.
yeah, it's like Batman Begins, but like at the first year, and instead of just immediately going to like, hey, it's Batman, it's like, oh shit, it's that guy. Because like not all of the people know him. They're just like some of the criminals obviously know him. They see the bat signal and they're like, oh shit. Others don't even give a shit until he shows up and he just beats the fuck out of them. Like, damn. My main qualm with this movie is it could have ended when they put the guy in jail. It really could have ended there. I don't know why they had the need for the flood. That piece honestly didn't need to be in there from the Riddler or whatever. That movie could have ended there. I feel like they just needed that because they needed a big set piece at the end. But I think it would have been better if they just put him in jail and ended the movie. So, what are you gonna do? Well, all in all, I would put it in. I'd put it in below. I'd put it. I'm trying to decide if I want high B or low A.
I'd argue this had enough failures to be a basic like cinematic storytelling experience
Right.
that I'd put it in B.
Would you put it above or below these two movies?
I'd actually put it right between Thor and Inside Out.
Okay, I'm good with that. I
'Cause
love this movie. I think it's good.
It was really darn cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It also had a lot of issues with its pacing and storytelling and time management.
Yes.
Some of the camera work was weird. Some of the lighting was really weird, and actually, most of the lighting was really weird. And like, it's a really interesting thing that they made, but as a watching experience, I have very mixed feelings.
I'm just sad there's no sequel till 2026. That's disappointing because they just delayed it a year because the script apparently isn't even done still. But I am appreciative of the fact they're waiting till the script is done.
Yeah.
So that's good. All right, up next, I believe is Godzilla -1. Fuck S tier.
Yep.
S tier, absolute S tier.
Hard S.
So good. The humans, you actually give a shit about the humans in this one. Godzilla is full on like, fuck you, I'm Godzilla mode. Like
this
the CG is so good. Like
This is exactly what Godzilla
I want
was
Godzilla to
always
do
meant
this.
to be.
This is like we're gonna talk about the original soon, but like this is like this is Godzilla. When you think of Godzilla, you should think of this movie. It's so good.
Yes.
This is
I love
basically-
it. One of the best
this
movies.
is-
I wish I'd seen it in the theater.
This is what the original wanted to be,
Oh yeah.
but didn't have enough foundation to become.
No, and it was also the 50s. The best they could do was
this,
to do the
this
suit.
does the entire series.
It's so good.
Justice a 70-year-old series deserved,
Yes.
or I
It's
guess like
so-
60.
No, 70. You're right, 70.
Well, this did not come out this year. So.
True. Well, now it's 70, I'll say that.
Well, yes,
But it's
like,
so good.
yes.
It's amazing. Like, I love that you also like actually give a shit about the humans in this one. Because like when
Honestly
like some
speaking,
of the
like,
stuff happens,
humans
I'm
were
like,
the
damn.
best part of the movie.
Yeah,
because
like the humans are
it's
great
best
because like it's appropriate. Their reaction. It's Japan when they just really compared to like I don't know what's the movie that came up before this one. What's it called again? Which Godzilla?
Are you talking
Godzilla
about the
-2.
Japanese one?
The Japanese one. The Japanese one.
That would have been Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, Shin Godzilla. Like Shin Godzilla is set in the modern day, where they've got like tanks and planes and nukes and all this shit. But like we're in
I
the
mean,
state
they have
in
tanks
here
and
where
planes and nukes in,
I know, but not
in
like
the-
jets. You know, they've got still like biplanes. Like they have normal planes. Like they don't have like super good tech. Like this one, it's like, yeah, sorry, Japan, you're kind of on your own because you just had the war. Good luck. Like, and they figure it out. Like it's insane. Like it's such a good movie. Like the characters are great. Godzilla's great. Like that first scene where Godzilla unleashes his like atomic breath. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't look it up on YouTube, chat. Like, it's amazing on YouTube, but like, watch it
Just
in
go watch the
context.
movie.
Yeah, go watch the movie. I mean, how long is the movie? How long is Godzilla minus one? It's not even that long, I think. It's here. Let's see. Godzilla minus one. Not showtime. Runtime. It's 124 minutes, so it's barely over 2 hours.
So yeah,
Find the biggest screen with the best sound system you can. If it's playing in like an indie theater again, like near you or something, where they like, hey, it's Godzilla minus one night, whether it's in black and white or color, go watch it.
Actually, why are you here? Pause us. We'll see you in 2 hours. Go.
Yeah, go watch the try and time the movie tonight to the New Year's. Where when Godzilla unleashes his atomic breath, it's the New Year. Someone time
Happy
that.
New Year!
That's a really good way. To
Like I've seen
really
people
fun
do that
fun,
every
yeah.
year with like the snap from Endgame. So it's like, okay. Like, it's good. But like, no, Godzilla Minus One is fucking amazing. It's one of the best movies of all time. It's so good. Up next is a movie that's not one of the best movies of all time, but it's okay. Is Thor the Dark World.
That's on you guys because I again was not here for that one.
Yeah,
It's
so-
solidly bottom C.
Yeah, you're not gonna hear any arguments from me. The
It's a-
main thing about it is that it kind of
It
brings
further shows
Thor
all the
back
Infinity
to
Stones.
Earth, and yeah, it puts our chess pieces in place for later movies.
It's a chess
It's
piece
a
movie.
bridge.
Yeah, it's a bridge to later stuff that's going to happen eventually. It's like, look, here's the ether, and look, we're talking about the Infinity Stones again. This
Here's
is
the
important for
ring.
later. Yeah,
This is
it's
important for later, but definitely not now.
yeah. Except for the ether, it's unimportant right now. Don't worry about it. Up next is Hercules, the Disney animated movie. From what year did Hercules come out?
A while ago.
From a while ago here, yes.
I know. I'm trying to remember what year. It came out in 1997. So this movie is
So I will note that
it's fine.
I think it's a fine Disney movie. It definitely set a lot of Disney standards for a lot of standards in general for modern interpretation of Greek mythology.
Yeah.
But as a movie, I'm not 100% sure I would give it a particularly high rank.
No. It's okay.
I hate what it did to the mythos and to people's perception of it for those folks who.
Is it bad, Chet, that I think the story was told slightly better in Kingdom Hearts for the parts that were in Kingdom Hearts?
No, it's not
Yeah.
bad at all.
It's more fun there
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
because they lean into the stupid even more.
yeah, it's more self-aware there.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Um.
It makes you feel like you can laugh along instead of just ripping into it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hercules is okay. Like, I can see why people liked it back then, but I think even back then people thought it was okay. Because this was towards the tail end of Disney's golden era. Because this was like a couple years after like Lion King. Like this was the point where people were starting to get sick of Disney's form. Like, yep, all right, it's another Disney animated movie with music in it. All right. Like
And
it wasn't the
we
one
are
that
not
broke it, but it
innovating
was
this at
started.
all. You
This...
have a standard hero's journey that kind of goes nowhere for a while,
Yep.
but then it magically resolves itself. Like,
Yeah,
They only do that
it's
so much.
typical like 90s era Disney, and that's the problem, is it does not innovate very much.
the thing that gets
The animation
me
looks
is,
nice still, though. The animation still looks good.
Thing that
Except for some of
gets
the
me
weird
is
CG.
the Greek gods being basically somewhat decent people.
Yeah, it's hilarious. They very much
Zeus
dumb them down for children
trying
because
to be
oh boy.
Zeus trying to be a good dad. My suspension of belief just died a painful death.
Yeah, if you know anything about Greek culture,
least it was quick.
chat, boy howdy, all the Greek. There's a reason Kratos killed them all.
Also, Hercules is the character's name under the Roman interpretation.
Oh yeah.
Everybody else has the Greek name.
Wait, what's the Greek name for
Heracles.
Oh right. They only did Hercules because it's easier to say in English. I hope in actually, like, when they did the Greek translation, they changed it to Heracles in Greek. I hope to God. Because, oh man. Good job, Disney. What would you guys rate it? Or do you want to put it in... I'd say...
I'd honestly put it in upper D.
Yeah.
I really don't like it, but it's not a terrible movie.
It's not awful. I'd never seen it before. I'd seen pieces of it. Like, I've seen the part where he fought the Hydra or whatever. Like, I've seen that before. That but, like, I've seen that just because I've seen it on people's, like, VHS before. They're like, oh, hey, let's watch a movie.
Honestly, I would put it at, like, bottom of C.
That's fair. I'm good with that. It's not...
Anyway, next one, F.
Yeah, F.
What? Really? I couldn't have guessed.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution, chat. It's fucking bad.
And it's somehow not the worst thing on this list.
No, it's not. It is bad.
I'm gonna have to find us some worse movies.
Oh,
because
God.
There's one I've been trying to remember the title of for a good while.
Like, for Dragon Ball Evolution, I fucking love they have a part where he's, like, fighting a guy and then does, like, a head slide on a fucking car for some reason. That's so stupid. Like, it's very early 2000s of just bad. Like, they clearly made it because they bought the license and like, alright, well, let's just do whatever. Who cares? This shit is stupid. It's dumb Japanese crap. Is what all the people making it thought.
Goku goes to high school? You think Goku graduated middle school?
You think Goku knows how to fucking read at all besides just, oh, hey, here's a planet, let me go punch this guy?
Goku does know how to read because as a part of his training under Master Roshi, reading was a required subject.
God, Roshi had to teach him how to read. That sounds like it was a
nightmare for Roshi. Almost flunked through that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Goku's pretty dumb, except for, like, fighting. Like, Goku's street smart, he ain't book smart.
Yeah, Goku's greatest mental asset is his... I call it the combat Fourier transform. If he can be arsed to translate a problem to, what if I treat this as a fight? Then he's brilliant.
So do we just need to tell him to treat a book as a fight?
Yeah. Fight the words.
Learn these words, master them. Otherwise, they will haunt you for your days. Or some bullshit.
But
Dragon Ball Evolution's fucking ass. Oh my god.
This movie is a failure on every level.
I've never seen this movie before. I'd seen the Nostalgia Critic riff, but that's it.
It's a failure. It's a failure of character writing. It's a failure to do any amount of justice to the source material. It's a failure to understand the basic premises of the source material. It's a failure to pronounce things. It's a failure to check what skin color a character is supposed to be.
The only non-fair this movie had was telling Toriyama, oh shit, I need to go back to Dragon Ball or they're gonna fuck me over.
Yeah, it's...
For 20 years.
Yeah,
the only good thing it did is it made Toriyama go, I should make more. Oh shit.
I can't believe I actually paid money to see
I let them license it from me for that? Oh, God.
Yeah.
And then he's made movies that literally shut down, like, the entire nation of Mexico for days. Like, have you seen that, like, statistic that literally apparently gang wars in Mexico, like, stop whenever there's a Dragon Ball movie coming out?
Yeah, no.
Like,
Dragon
the literal
Ball
Mexican government
big in Latin America.
organizes, like countrywide, like, showings of the movies. And immediately everyone's like, I'm gonna go watch Dragon Ball. Fuck this war. I'm putting down my AK against the other drug lord. I'm gonna go watch fucking Goku kick ass. I love that. It's so good. Like, the entire nation of Mexico, basically, like, all of Latin America and, like, really the world, but, like, especially Latin America mourned when he died.
Like,
fucking
compare and
legend.
contrast that versus Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, no one cares about Dragon Ball Evolution. I swear to God, if the cartel wanted, they would probably, if it wasn't like that it's just a shitty movie, like if it was actually like that disrespectful, like they would probably just go there themselves, the cartel. Because it's that bad. It's that bad, I
We
feel like the
definitely
cartel would get
watched that
involved.
movie.
They would go after specifically the writer. Not any of the
Yeah.
actors, because it's not their fault, just the writer.
Yeah, no, you're welcome.
CG's so bad too. I also love that they're like airbending. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I showed you guys this. This is my
The
fault.
Kamehameha
You're
Fort.
welcome.
Yeah. What
Anyway,
a fucking bad movie. Alright, Spy Kids. I watched this a lot as a kid on VHS back in the day, 20 years ago.
I want to say that it's not target audience.
I will agree with
We
that.
definitely are not the target.
Definitely. Oh wait,
Yeah.
back to Dragon Ball Evolution. One last note.
Oh my god.
God damn it, Greg.
They were sequel baiting so.
Oh
They
yeah,
had
they
the
were.
They had the.
And then it bombed.
It's okay. I'm done.
Let's see. Budget. It cost 30 million. It made 55 million. Yeah, bomb. It didn't make 2.5.
Oh, okay, so we're running out of time.
Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind. Well, we're fine. We have till 3 a.m.
Well, speak for yourself. I
Some
have
of
more.
us do.
True. Okay. Yeah, Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind.
I like the movie, but I don't acknowledge it as being particularly good. I would say below Hercules, if I'm being honest. It's pretty, and that's about it.
No,
Aside from being a message of, like, stop fucking around with nature.
Oh yeah, right. I
would
forgot about that. I had to
would
look up the
definitely
plot.
want to put it above Hercules, if only because I don't want to beat up the people who wrote these characters.
Hmm.
I want to give them a talking to, but I don't want to inflict physical pain, just emotional.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think this movie's okay. It's not my favorite. Where'd you say you guys wanted to put it again?
I'd say like right above Hercules.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
It's okay. It's not great, but no, I'm mad I watched it.
Actually, honestly, it's pretty much on par with how I feel about Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Up next is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah.
Widely regarded as many people's favorite Captain America, and I know that Daniel and you riffed on it a lot, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not that impressed with it.
It's first watch I liked it quite a bit. Second watch it started leaking out of many holes. It's I was thinking more like you have a wicker basket that you try and fill with water, but okay.
Oh, okay.
Like
Speaking
it's
of
just
water, oh boy, I had fun today with that. With my sink.
Hmm.
It's got issues of pacing, of character interactions. It's doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, no matter which way you twist it. The one thing was this was the one with the where Cap jumps out of the plane without a parachute.
Yes.
And that was cool. He had a fight with GSP, which is the last MMA fighter I really followed, so that's also cool.
Are you talking about when he was fighting the guy on the ship?
Yeah.
Yep, that's Batroc. That's why they hired him.
And aside from that, there wasn't really a lot that compelled me story and emotion wise. There were cool little lore bits that felt neato, but they didn't feel important in the same way that a lot of the lore from like the first Avengers movie or the first Captain America movie felt.
Right.
The whole thing with Bucky, I'm not totally sure at any point what is going through the man's head. and that makes it really hard to empathize with him, as it seems like we're being set up to do. We have to see everything through the lens of the easier to understand characters like, say, Cap, which
Right.
makes sense and would be a cool way of storytelling around the Winter Soldier if that were, or if that seemed like what they were going for. But since it didn't really feel like that was the intent, it didn't really work.
Right.
And I was also not a fan of the pacing. I don't know if I mentioned that. Just
You did.
yeah, felt a bit herky-jerky.
Fair.
And also, again, any time Natasha's in motion,
Yeah, again.
Stop being in motion, please.
Just-
It hurts us on a
just-
physical
just-
level.
just stand still. Snogging Cap is okay, because you're mostly not moving. But yeah, no, it's this was not as good of a movie as I originally thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where are we putting it?
This is a tricky one, cause
I still think it's a good chat.
honestly,
My mom's chill.
the more I think about it, the more I want to put it like just right above Thor: The Dark World, because at least it's more consequential than Thor: The Dark World.
Yes, it has consequences more than just Infinity Stone. Check it out. Like, because there's stuff in here that comes back later besides just big space rock.
Yeah, so if nothing else, it has significance in universe.
Yes.
Never mind how it makes me feel out here.
Yeah, it sets up stuff like Civil War, which we're gonna get to soon. Actually, is that this week or next week?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's this week.
And here's the other thing. It actually makes you feel, in the moment watching the movie, like things in the movie matter. It's not just looking back after watching more movies. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So
Yeah,
that's
this
good.
was. Did this movie also make $1 billion? I'm trying to remember if this movie also made $1 billion. Let's see. Not real name, you bastard. Let's see. Financial information. What did it make? You made $714 million. Yeah, it did good. Didn't make $1 billion, but it did very, very good. So that's not bad. It was 2.73 box office biggest weekend. Its legs were very good. So yeah, it did good. But yeah, up next is Porco Rosso.
That
This
one I
this
think
best
is
Ghibli
like
movie so far.
low to mid B though.
Yeah,
Like,
it's good.
It's a Ghibli movie, but it was.
It's an actually good Ghibli
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
It's much more target audience is much more like older children and young adults. Like, I think anyone can enjoy it. It's very fun. It's not super melodramatic. The characters are fun. You care about a lot of the characters more than just one of them. Like, it knows to be serious, but it knows also that, like, yeah, the concept's kind of goofy. A man
It
has
also-
a big head.
It left some mystery in there.
Yes.
Not so much that you feel like you've been shortchanged or I have so many questions, but just enough for that kind of air of wonder.
Yeah. It's good.
Also the animation work for all these various
Oh,
aircraft.
yeah.
That was so fun and lively.
It was so good.
Mm.
Yeah, Porco Rosso, I think, is like top 3 Ghibli for me.
Yeah.
And you really enjoy the bad guys.
Oh yeah, they're fun
Like,
because they're just idiots.
Yeah, there's
Everybody's a
Get the-
stooge.
Yeah,
you get the
everyone has their own
sense
agenda.
that-
They're all stupid.
you have a sense, and I think this is really simultaneously a really hopeful way to look at humanity and kind of depressing, that the vast majority of what appears to be malice in the world is more just a side effect of dunderheadedness. The human condition, the inescapable condition of evil and wrongdoing, is so intrinsically tied to that other quintessential human characteristic of smooth brain.
Nah. Yeah, I'd agree. Nah, I like Porco Rosso a lot. It's very good. It's very fun. Yeah, up next is Scooby-Doo Alien Adventure. Unless you have one more thing to say about Porco Rosso. And Invaders, my bad. This movie's goofy, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's like classic Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that said, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a good movie.
No, it's just a fine movie. It's entertaining if you like Scooby-Doo stuff. I don't mind the occasional Scooby-Doo stuff.
Under maybe, like, or maybe even under Hercules. It wasn't.
I'd say it's above Hercules.
Technically speaking, I think it was better done than Hercules.
Yes.
Fair.
Yeah, I like it more than Hercules. It was goofy, it was fun, but like it worked itself out. Like I think it was fun. The mystery was kind of fun. I think it was all right. I enjoyed it.
And it's also
And it's good for everybody.
It's also one of those fun cases where there's no solid mundane explanation because, oh hey, look, actual aliens.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about the old Scooby-Doo stuff, is that they just gave up on explaining. Like, oh yeah, there's actual monsters living in the world. There's actual aliens.
Yeah, that's good.
There's actual vampires.
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
attempt to show you that for
that.
all that a lot of mysteries do have mundane solutions, you should still leave a possibility of wonder and the unknown.
Yes.
That you shouldn't check off all the boxes as solved, solved, solved. Humanity understands everything. We're good to go.
Ooh. Yep. Up next, Spy Kids 2, also not target audience.
Yeah, though that one I think that one's lower than the original Spy Kids, because that one was somehow even a bigger nothing burger than Spy Kids.
Yeah, I liked the first Spy Kids as a kid. I remember watching occasionally Spy Kids 2, but I remember not liking it as much as the original. So
Floop in general, like, Floop was a very big asset to Spy Kids 1, and his absence really hurt Spy Kids 2, because he was a character. He was an interesting, charismatic-ish character, very quirky, surprisingly well fleshed out.
yes.
And the whole heelier turn of Minion within the context of Floop being presumably the one in charge, that was good. They didn't even try to replicate that feeling in Spy Kids 2.
No.
They played it way too straight.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the kind of movie you play straight.
No, you need to lean into the goofy stupid. Spy Kids 3D. I didn't watch this, I was out.
So this one
Okay.
I dislike solely because there was so much more potential.
Is this the one with the glasses thing?
Yes, there was also that and making it a total train wreck to actually watch. But I sent you the dissertation I sent to Greg about what could have been changed about it. There's so much potential in this one, and they just fuck it up to just make it a funny kids movie.
Yeah, no, that hurts me to the point that I want to take this out of not target audience and plunk it an F.
Same.
Okay,
I'd say it's better than Dragon Ball, but not better than Jurassic Park 3, and that says a lot about
Okay, so I just googled it. I did not realize they had fucking George Clooney, Sylvester Stallone, and Selma Hayek in this movie. Bro, all of those actors, all three of those are like highly respected actors. Like George Clooney and I think Stallone both have... Actually, I think all three of those have won Oscars.
Not for this movie, though.
Has Selma Hayek won an Oscar? Has she won an Oscar? No, but she was nominated. Okay, so yeah, they have either nominated or Academy Award winning actors. How did they pay them? How much money did they pay them to be in this movie? How much did they
Not
pay
enough.
Stallone? I'm putting that there because that's only fair. Up next is Akira. We finally watched it. Chat, the source of the meme. It's okay.
It
Yeah.
kind of got away from itself a little.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing: is that I looked at the end of the original manga.
Okay.
It connects it. It has more time to do more things in the original manga. This one kind of got condensed, and we lost a lot of the plot along the way.
Yeah. But especially toward the end, you get the same feeling as watching Eva.
Oh,
That
Is this the same
you're going
team?
for these? No.
Oh, okay.
But you're going for these big, grand, philosophical ideas, and you've run out of the resources to deal with them, so you're just gonna cramp them down into a space where they don't really fit, and call it done.
Yeah.
And that hurts it, because I remember really liking the manga. And that makes me want to really like the movie, but in a lot of cases I just see places where it falls short. Especially in the end. And I think it deserves better.
Yeah. I think it's okay. Where would I put it?
I'd put it in B.
B tier?
Like, toward the lower end of B. Somewhere. Yeah, does it beat? It beats Kung Fu Panda 2 for me.
Yeah, same. But
But
not
it
Jurassic Park.
doesn't quite come to Jurassic Park level.
Yeah, I can see why it's innovative. Also, I'm expecting a fucking Akira slide from Alvika.
Please, you
they're
have
going
to do
to-
this for
Like,
us.
I know those cutscenes are on YouTube now, which is why I'm not going to go look that up, because I want to play the campaign. But I know for a fact they 100% put an Akira slide in there, because it's
They
fucking
have
mandatory.
to,
I'll be more
please.
surprised if they
You
don't.
You nerds, if you didn't do this, you're not real nerds.
Yeah, what is MiHoYo's, like, official stance? It's like tech something. What is it?
Tech Otaku save the world.
Thank you. Exactly, yeah, they're that. So if they don't put that in, the ultimate, like, otaku thing, like, come on. I expect MiHoYo to do that with 5-3. But, yeah, it's enough about Akira. Up next is Wall-E from 2000... God damn it. It's from
Yes,
2009.
but slightly below
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a
It's-
great movie. It still holds up. It's
It had the story, it had the
it's 2008.
graphics, it had the pacing, plot. It had it all, and with barely any dialogue too.
It had the more or less silent protagonist.
The first
so-
like half of the movie, there's no dialogue except for
Yeah.
basically slight exposition from like Wall-E as he's going by the old spaceport. That's it. There's no dialogue between him and like Ava other than just Wall-E, Eva. Like there's none of that. It's just that. There's no words. It's great. Even though, like, I could see, like, DreamWorks, like, if they made this, they would have made them talk and, like, be goofy. And it definitely made the, like, cockroach talk. But, like, they're I love that the first, like, 45 minutes is pretty much, like, other than mostly sound effects, it's quiet. Like, it's a very quiet movie other than the music. Like, even then, by Wall-E's, like, motions and, like, what he does, you can easily tell he's a full-on character. Like, he's got a thing he's going. Like, he's like a quirky guy who likes collecting stuff. Like, some glitch happened in his code at some point in the last, like, 700 years since he was put to work, where he's become sentient and he likes listening to old movies, likes the music, likes, collecting just random stuff like us. Like, Wall-E's fun. And then Eva comes along, he's like, oh, heck, cool. I like you. Like, it's nice. And there's no dialogue until we get to the Axiom, really. And then even then, I think, like, how long does it take for there to be dialogue in the Axiom? Like, I think it's until Wally, like, breaks out of, like, the containment from when the ship lands. Like, until they run to their first human.
It's
nothing.
definitely a hot minute.
It's, like, a good, like, I think it's, like, 45 to 50 minutes until you hear a person. Like, it's a while. And I love that. Wall-E is, I think, one of the best Pixar movies. It's the tail end of their golden age. Because after this was, oh, what's the one after this? Oh, no, it's Up after this. Like this, and then Up, and then after
pretty
that,
good, but it's not.
it's not
good
S tier.
as this.
No.
Up has a lot of storytelling issues that hamper it.
Yeah.
Wall-E is a masterpiece.
Yeah. So after this, yeah. So literally, Disney was like on a hot streak, like right before this too, is because Ratatouille was the year before, Wall-E was 2008. And then Up was the year after, and then Toy Story 3 was 2010. So they were still in their golden age. Like, they still had 2 more good movies to go until they hit Cars 2 and Brave. Like, they still had good stuff left in the tank. Like, Wall-E and, like, Ratatouille, I think my favorite Pixar movies, like, probably top 5, are probably Toy Story, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Wall-E, and, like, Finding Nemo. I think those are my, like, favorites.
Yeah. This and Ratatouille are definitely way up there.
Yeah.
And
Ratatouille, I think, is my favorite Pixar movie.
Ratatouille taught me that
It's so
anyone
good.
can cook, even me who could burn water.
Yeah, and Greg actually
What?
can,
Oh,
like, do
what?
decently well. Well, Greg, you don't burn water, you make a fucking shitload of bread.
Well, no.
You're
One
just-
time, I'm pretty sure I did somehow create an apparatus for electrolysis.
Okay. Yeah, well, chat, it remains to be seen if Pixar keeps up their streak of stuff, because they got Elio coming next year, which I saw the first trailer for that. Oof. And then there's a thing called Hoppers. I've never heard of that. Coming out in 26. Toy Story 5 is 26. Incredibles 3 is TBA. And there's also another movie supposed to come out in 27. So maybe Pixar is on its way up again? I don't know.
Or
Cause, like,
maybe it's about the
because like
so-
Lightyear was bad. I didn't see Elemental. Inside Out 2 was good, but I don't know if Pixar can like start making good stuff again after they've learned. Maybe that it'll be good.
But I didn't. This Elio thing is news to me. Are they making a movie about Stellaron hunters or something?
It does involve aliens. The plot is it follows an 11-year-old boy named Elio Solis who accidentally becomes the intergalactic master of Earth after being up to the communiverse by aliens for making contact. He must form new
fucking
bonds with
what?
eccentric alien life forms to navigate a crisis of intergalactic proportions.
What?
It's coming out in June 2025.
I have so many.
And then he
questions.
goes off and becomes a Stellaron hunter. The
Yeah.
Stellaron hunter of all Stellaron hunters.
He just becomes a cat. It all leads
I mean,
back
when
to
in
Star
doubt,
Rail chat. It all leads back to Star Rail. But now I have an old movie from Disney, Mulan. I had never seen it before. I'd seen bits and
It was
pieces. Like
good.
I'd seen I'll Make a Man Out of You, and that's about it.
What do you
I'm
think?
pretty
Like,
sure, again, this is what everybody's seen.
Yes. I've seen the famous clip. I like Mulan.
well, would you
It was
say
a
it's a
good
B
movie.
or?
I'd say it's B tier. I think it's good. It's not incredible, but I
Well, we
quite
say,
like it.
like,
I would put it
mid-B.
high B.
Oh, Ivy.
Yeah, I'd
I'd
say it's
still
like
put
a
it under Thor.
yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, high-ish mid B. So like it's in the top half of B.
Hmm.
It's good. I like Mulan. I'm glad I saw it. I love that I played Kingdom Hearts first, so that's hilarious to me. But you know what are you
Good
gonna do?
memes.
Yeah,
Top
Um,
tier memes.
yeah. I think it's good.
B tier movie, S tier memes.
Absolutely, yes. Up next is Avengers: Age of Ultron. This movie has problems, and
Yeah.
I've said that since 2015.
I'd say D. D.
But I think it beats Kung Fu Panda 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is it is mostly set up for later shit. I like Ultron a bit, but that doesn't
Ultron-
save it. This movie's full of problems.
Ultron could have been really cool and just wasn't.
Yeah, there's like in the comics, Ultron like does some wacky shit. And in here they just didn't do that.
Ultron's a wacky inflatable tube.
He just-
He really
Ultron-
is.
all the time that
It's
Ultron
disappointing.
spends figuring himself out, he spends figuring himself out in a relatively tame fashion.
Yeah, in
Like,
the comics,
if
he's
you
a
wanna
fucking
give him-
psychopath.
Yeah, if you want to give him room to
Or the
work
game.
out who he is and what his relationship with the rest of the world is, you want to do that as he's exploring physically what he is in the
Yeah.
world as it.
Ultron just goes on a
as an
soul
embodied
search
being.
journey.
I mean, the best thing
Well,
about
no, you
Ultron is
want-
the fact he scanned the internet and was like, "Yep, humans gotta die."
Well, you want him to go on his
He scanned the
soul-searching
2015
journey,
internet.
but specifically, you want him to go on his soul-searching journey in that kind of unhinged supervillain way of let's see what happens when I don't know, shut down a city's power grid. How does that
Right.
make me feel?
Oh, they did that in How It Should Have Ended, by the way. Where they're like, Ultron got away through the internet. Now what? And he's like, "Hi, I'm just gonna turn off all your shit." Like,
He
How It Should
turns
Have
off
Ended.
the internet. and
No, he
it
turns off
causes
the
you-
internet. He turns off the cable. He turns off the electricity. Like, he turns everything off.
Somehow it causes more problems than what he actually did in the movie.
No, actually, like, and then he's also like, "Also, I'm launching all the nukes immediately."
Nah, he
See,
should have
if
just
you're
been like.
launching the nukes, you should leave the power on so that the EMP effect just fries everything. If you
I don't
turn
know.
everything
Look,
off,
it
some
was
of
in
the
How It
stuff
Should Have
might
Ended. It's in the
survive.
animated like YouTube joke series. Okay,
Uh,
like I'll show you
Yeah,
guys
but
later.
Some
It's
of that
very
stuff
fun.
is actually unironically how it should have ended. Like,
Yeah,
that stuff gets pretty legit.
Mm,
I'll show you guys that later. Yeah, Ultron, it has issues. I think it's okay. Personally, I put its
It's-
bottom C, but like, man, it's a movie that like you can tell like the director and the studio were fighting over it. Because like that whole thing where they go to the farm, like Whedon wanted to include that and the studio didn't. He's like, "Fuck you, I want to include it." And they're like, all right, you can finish the movie. Fine, you can put this more in. Like it's a movie that's
Alright,
clearly
you
got a
can
lot of different
humanize these
obligations.
Superheroes.
Yeah.
Come
It's-
on, can we humanize the superheroes a little more? Just give us 5 more minutes away from the main plot, please.
Yeah, it's just a movie that like the studio was fighting with the director and writer for, so it's not anyone's fault. It's just Disney's fault probably, honestly, more than anything.
yeah, so we blame Disney like we all.
Always blame the mouse. Always blame the mouse. The mouse is a threat to all.
The mouse is public domain. Shame the mouse.
That is true, chat. If you want to, you can shame the mouse as long as it's the original version from the early 20s. So go have fun with that. We're not here to do that today. Up next is Next Gen. Who picked this?
Danny.
Man, this movie's not good.
I mean,
This is another missed potential one.
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
It's another
I
missed
very
potential
much
movie.
feel like it's a missed potential, or the potential is there. We just
It's so
didn't
generic.
really. Yeah, we didn't get the potential as it should have been.
Yeah. They're cool ideas, but they don't lead to
Yes,
anything.
very much cool. Very much.
It's just such a
also
generic
not
thing.
what
It's
we
like, oh, the
needed.
mom is too obsessed with technology to worry about her daughter. And her daughter's a
Even though that's
rebellious
usually the
teenager.
kid's shtick.
Yep.
The kid feels like her dad has been replaced by robots. Oh, joy.
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait, somebody's been replaced by robots. Big twist.
Yeah. D.
Although, actually, if you treat that bit as
Nah.
foreshadowing, that's...
Yeah.
Hmm,
Say
There's-
like mid D though.
yeah, it's...
Probably
it's- I'd put it over Jurassic Park 3 for sure.
That's fair.
No, okay.
That's fair. It's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
still
Dark
bad.
Side Dimensions D.
I think I
but
opted out.
maybe above.
Which one did I
Jurassic
opt
Park
out of?
2. You opted out of Pyramid of Light,
Oh,
and that
okay.
one's going in F. But
Alright, well, up next is Ant-Man. Oh, unless you want to talk more about Yu-Gi-Oh!
well, so the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions is that it's a really good Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie for people that like Yu-Gi-Oh!
I
And
don't
it's
like
a
Yu-Gi-Oh!
terrible movie for literally anybody else. that
Yeah,
likes
hi
it.
chat. I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't like it as a kid. I sold all my shit to my neighbor because I didn't get it and I was like, this is stupid. As an
Dang,
adult,
I
I
wish
also
I'd
go,
been
this
next
is
to you.
stupid.
That's fair.
You know what's sad, chat, is it probably has something valuable in there. So Oh well.
I'm sure you did, which is.
I don't know.
If
but
you
like-
ever scrounge up any show Daniel and me.
I
Like,
mean,
if you
like,
ever find you have some lying around that you
no, they're all gone out of my house. I took the entire box and gave it to him for I think like $20.
If one of them fell out and ended up under the sofa or
Oh
something,
no, trust me,
and you
none of them
find
under. Trust me, we've replaced the couch and all the. We've replaced all the furniture in our house. There is no
Well,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
if they're in the walls,
Greg, if you you want, Greg, I have an idea. How about
Wow.
tomorrow I text my old neighbor and be like, "Hey, do you still have my Yu-Gi-Oh cards I gave you like 20 years ago? My friends are wondering about them." You know what? If he had an iPhone, I would schedule a message to send to him tomorrow. So I'll text him tomorrow
Oh no,
because he's still like he might still have those cards, just maybe stuck somewhere in that house.
maybe he'll have something that synergizes with my blue eyes shining dragon.
No, watch. I
Shit,
had like
that
what's a
doesn't
card
exist.
that would have been big in 2005 and is worth something today? What's
The
a card that
dragon?
was important? What?
Stardust Dragon.
Yeah, watch. I had that or some bullshit. You know, what I bet he probably just gave them to another kid too, like he traded at school. I don't know. He was a few years older than I was, but like he liked Yu-Gi-Oh and I did not give a fuck. Yu-Gi-Oh just does not jive with me, in the same way that like Digimon doesn't. But we'll get to that when we get to TV shows later. Up next is Ant-Man from 2015.
This
Fuck.
one was good. I would say.
I like Ant-Man.
And man,
I'd say it's like on the
I'd
same
say
level.
like,
as, like
very high B, low A.
I'd say low A.
Yeah, I think it's lower than Cap, but I think it's A.
Yeah.
It's very fun. You can see Edgar
Very
Wright
fun,
coming
doesn't
through
take
it.
itself
It would have been more if it was
seriously.
Edgar Wright actually doing the movie instead of just his script leftovers.
But
So,
but also
it's very fun.
It's so easy to relate to our protagonist.
Oh yeah, Scott is
Like,
relatable.
even-
I love the original Ant-Man because, chat, as someone who's seen who's seen Quantum Mania,
no,
fuck that movie.
no.
This movie's so nice to come back to after that dog shit. It's so nice to go
That-
back to this.
What's Quantumania? I've never heard of it. Doesn't exist.
I think I heard it's some kind of chemical reaction or something. It's a
a
quantum
myth-
computer.
It's a myth.
It's that new quantum computer thing from
No,
Google.
no,
I think.
it's that quantum wellness craze.
The what? I'll ask. I don't know what that is. But
Moving
yeah, no.
on.
I mean, like, what? I mean, you guys liked Ant-Man. Like, I mean, do you have anything else to say about Ant-Man other than just you liked it and you thought it was pretty fun?
I liked it. It was very fun. I think it could have done with less of the
MCU tie-in.
one Spanish dude. And I'm sorry to say this to any of the Spanish people, but that guy
No.
was not very funny for what.
Yeah, he did not
I-
like Luis, chat.
This hurts me a little bit because I thought the guy was great.
Yeah, I like him. I like Luis a lot. I'm a fan of Luis. But I can see how he is annoying to you, Daniel, because you do not jive with that.
Nope.
Yeah,
You are not a
it's-
fan of, like, that style of, like, funny.
You know, it's definitely not your humor style, and
No.
I'm not surprised that you don't like him, but it's still, I'm kind of sad.
You know, the good thing about the third one is he's not in it, Daniel.
Woo!
He's not in it. He's not in it at all. Not even, like, I think they mention his name and that's it. They don't show him at all. If I remember right.
Yay.
Yeah, but the Ant-Man was good because animal facts. Ant-Man was good because I could also relate to the protagonist really, really freaking hard, despite
Oh, yeah.
having very few actual experiences in common.
Like you've never been to prison.
Yes.
I think the only time I've been to prison is when I've gone on a tour of Alcatraz. Like, I've never been to prison or jail. I've been to court as, like, a jury duty, and I've been to Alcatraz, but I've never gone to actual, like, jail. That's because I don't leave my fucking house. Except, like, go
We
hang
have
out with my
better
family.
things to do than.
We have better things to do. We have anime to watch. And video games
I
to play.
can't watch anime if I'm arrested.
Now, imagine you go to prison. They're like, "What movie do you want to watch today?" And you're like, "Your Name." Like, imagine
What?
that you make all the prisoners cry.
What? No, what movie do you want to watch today?
Godzilla minus one.
There's this
No, we
thing-
watched Dragon
there's-
Ball Evolution.
There's this
Oh
thing
god,
called-
I would get
no,
killed.
There's this thing called Madoka Magica Rebellion.
Yes, yes. I want that in prison. Chat, please write to your local senators and vote that should be in the Library of Congress. Please. Oh god. No, that'd be something else. Watching Madoka Magica while you're in fucking prison. Oh man. Up next is Yu-Gi-Oh! Pyramid of Light. I didn't watch this because I opted out because Yu-Gi-Oh's ass.
It's it is a dumpster fire of a movie, but I think it is better than Dragon Ball Evolution.
I don't. Well, I mean, okay, I do, but not by much.
Yeah, no,
So Dragon Ball Evolution goes on the bottom still. But
Okay.
for now, not for very long.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like Pyramid, so if Dark Side of Dimensions was a nothing burger of the Yu-Gi-Oh variety, Pyramid of Light is worse.
Yeah, Chad, someone doesn't like Yu-Gi-Oh! I opted out. And it sounds like I
You're
missed
right.
nothing.
Nope, you missed absolutely nothing.
Great.
Next.
Next is
you-
Planet. What, Greg?
You missed.
Was this mic on? I
losing
forget.
Some time.
Yes, it was mic on, and there was still nothing to talk about.
Yay! I just
Okay.
played, I think, Warzone.
Yeah, so this was
I got more than out of Warzone for once.
this was one of the worst movies that I could think of off the top of my head, so
Let's
I
go.
inflicted it upon my friends.
Victory.
I went and found the colorized version too.
The what?
The colorized version, because the original's in black and white.
Why?
And so the colors on this thing
Are awful.
Oh my god.
It's
Wait, why is it in
it's
black
so
and white
horrifying.
in the first? Why is it in black and white?
Because it's from what, like 1954?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about like Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, no.
Oh, Plan 9.
Plan
Oh
9.
god, it's so bad. One of the
Yeah,
worst movies
so-
I've ever seen.
Negative F. I want to put it in G.
Actually, not even joking. We need a G tier for this thing.
It's that fucking bad. Do not watch it
It-
unless you want to rip on it.
It's so
In fact,
bad.
even if you do want to rip on it, don't watch it.
Backstory: I found out about this from a code comment that was referencing it as the worst movie ever made.
Yeah, Greg went to do
It
some
is
Code
not-
Monkey
it-
stuff and saw it.
It is not, in fact, at least by my estimation, it is not the worst movie ever made, but it is really close.
It is horrible. Like, do we want to spoil it or no to make people have to go watch the trash?
I legitimately want to just leave this as a mystery in the sincere hope that someone.
Yeah, chat. It is
watches
one
it.
of the worst movies I've ever seen. If you want something that's similar to The Room, but like even funnier because it's even worse, watch that. Because Plan 9 from Outer Space is fucking horrible.
And
like, even as a
preferably get
50s B
some friends
movie,
to
it's
watch it
bad.
with you.
It's bad. Have friends with you. Maybe get drunk or
not,
high.
It's not a B movie, it's
Yes,
a
if
G
you-
movie.
Yeah.
If you drink, maybe this is the time to start drinking.
Yeah, if you have friends over and y'all want to get drunk or high and watch a shitty movie, watch this shitty movie. Isn't it for free on YouTube?
Yep.
Yeah, it's free on YouTube, and like that's because just no one pays for the license.
It's free on YouTube, and you'll still feel like you're paying too much for
Yeah,
it.
make sure you have an ad blocker so you're not giving that channel any money for uploading it. Oh man, but actually a good movie about dudes from space, Iron Giant. I liked it. I had never
Yeah.
seen it before.
I think
They
it was
just
a
didn't have
little
it on VHS.
simple, but
It's simple
still
but good.
I'd say
It-
like middle of C though.
Yep.
Still.
I'd say a little bit higher than mid C,
Yeah, me too.
but definitely not like top of C.
Okay.
How about here?
trouble- Yeah, that's good. The trouble is it kind of trips over itself with how it spaces out events, and it doesn't really
Yes.
know how to handle two plot threads in parallel.
Mm.
It's okay. Could have been better. But I like it. I see why a lot of people like it. It's a very good time.
If it
Like,
could
I'm not mad I
disentangle
watched
its-
it. I'm glad I watched it. It's just kind of like a bit messy.
If it could disentangle its themes and handle its pacing better, I honestly think it could jump itself up to lower A. But
Yes.
it's just
It just
got,
needs another script through.
it's got too many little things against it.
I know for a fact, Jed, they're going to try and make a live action version of this because they're running out of content to remill.
This is another movie that could have been great, but suffers from a whole lot of chip damage.
Yeah.
Mm.
And finally, chat, we come to the most recent movie we watched last week, the original Godzilla from 1954. This movie is now
Yeah.
70 years old. it
Shows its age, that's for sure.
it's very much of its time. It is okay. I see why it's innovative, but it is not that good.
You know,
It was innovative 70 years ago. It's been 70 years since then, funnily enough.
If you want to watch a good Godzilla movie, just watch -1. That's what
Yeah.
this movie was trying to be.
I basically will boil this down to this should have been Godzilla -1, but they didn't have the means to make Godzilla -1, so they
No,
made
because it was
this
literally
instead.
1954.
Yeah.
Less than 10 years earlier, they were still fighting World War II. They'd barely not even. They still were recovering from getting nuked. Like
Yeah, that's a big part of why this movie exists.
exactly. Like it's neat, but like it's okay. Where would you put this?
It's probably upper D.
You want to just put it below
I-
Hercules?
No, I do think it's a little better than Hercules.
Okay.
Which is it better than Scooby Doo?
Probably
No.
not.
Okay. All right. Well then, yeah, that's all the movies we watched this year as a group, chat. So let's go through this. So our not target audience were all 3 Spy Kids movies of the original trilogy. G was Plan 9 from Outer Space. So just bottom of the barrel crap. Somewhat bottom of the barrel crap. One's like, if there's one piece of shit at the bottom, that's Plan 9. The other 3 pieces of shit that are on top of it are Jurassic Park 3, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pyramid of Light, and Dragon Ball Evolution. All those are bad. These movies are okay, but they've got a lot of issues. They range from just forgettable to, man, I wish they'd had better scripts. Which are Transformers, Rise of the Beasts, Jurassic Park The Lost World, Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions, Next Gen, Kung Fu Panda 3, Avengers Age of Ultron. Our C tier consists of Hercules, Godzilla 1954, Scooby-Doo Alien Invasion, Nazca Valley of the Wind, Thor the Dark World, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Pokemon Movie 4 Celebi, Star Wars Episode 3, Dune Part 1, Iron Man 3, Iron Giant, Ghost in the Shell 2017, Pokemon 3. Our B tier movies are Kung Fu Panda 2, Akira, Jurassic Park, Porco Rosso. The next, and then after that,
That's Suzume.
I know. Sorry, I'm just like taking a breath. We have
Wait,
Suzume,
I
Mulan.
just realized. Okay, I got the year wrong for Plan 9 because it's from 1957.
Oh,
which
that doesn't
means
make
that
it
it's
better.
actually more recent than Godzilla.
Man, they made that after Godzilla. That's embarrassing. God. But continue with B tier, we have Mulan, Thor, The Batman, and Inside Out. I'd say that's... Yep. A tier, we have Ant-Man, Captain America, Your Name, The Original Avengers, Kung Fu Panda, and our 2 S tier movies are WALL-E and Godzilla -1. Are there any changes any of you would like to make to this list? Is there anything
No.
you'd like to move around up in, like, maybe in the C tier, move one movie up over the other or something like that? Or is
I
there,
want
like,
to
you want
move
to drop
Plan
some...
9 down a tier.
Can we just put it in Z tier?
Yeah. Just like, yeah, Z tier. All right, that's Z tier now, chat. That's officially Z tier.
Although
So we have F, which is the
Just
bottom
bad.
of the barrel shit, and then we
This
have
is the
Z
dirt.
where the shit became corrosive and bore through the earth into
This
the.
is-
into
It
This
bore
is-
through the outhouse into the dirt, chat.
this is where the shit buries its shit.
Yes. Yeah, this is the maggot in the shit.
Actually, now that I say that, I'm remembering another movie that I watched at some point that is significantly worse than Plan 9, but I'm not showing you that one because it's
Thank
so
you.
bad. Like you would have. You guys would have so many issues with it. I have so many. I'm not even going to tell you the title because then somebody might watch this and think I'm going to look that up.
You don't.
Well,
tell me,
now you got my.
now you've got
curiosity.
me interested because I want to see how dog shit it is. So thanks, Greg. That's your fault. But yeah,
You really don't.
no, I do now. So fuck you.
We're gonna regret saying that.
You're gonna regret that, Greg. We're both gonna regret things that we've said today. But yeah, I mean, like, is there any changes you guys want to make to any of these tiers? Or is this all in good order? Like, do you want to move maybe Suzume up? Do you want to move, like, Star Wars up or down? What do you think?
Fine.
Alright, well then this is our movie tier list for the year, chat. Clearly our favorites are WALL-E and Godzilla Minus One. Movies that are very similar in every aspect, and they're totally not completely different for different audiences. We have Friendly Robot Goes to Save the World. Fuck Japan. No, we watched some good stuff. I like that. We watched good stuff again. We watched like kind of a mystery one, an adventure one. We watched some animated stuff that was like action-y or not. Like we watched some comic book movies. We watched Absolute Drek. We watched live action versions of an anime. And we saw some alright stuff. I'd say this is good for our stuff. There's nothing in here that's like, well, nah. I was gonna say we don't want to gouge our eyeballs out, but we saw Plan 9. But yay. What do you think, Chad? Have you ever seen any of these movies? If you have, YouTube, free for a comment down below.
If we keep going for 2 more minutes, we'll hit New Year's.
Oh, yeah, alright. Well, we got midnight here, so let's wait a second. We'll do that. So I'm gonna bring up some fireworks that are not copywritten.
No, you should go pull up White Knight.
Also, I DM'd you guys the travesty.
Oh, no.
Do you know what this is?
Alright, we're gonna watch White Knight then. Forget. Chad, we're gonna watch this.
Maybe by the time Happy New Year happens, it'll they'll start dancing. We'll ring in the new year with Aventurine.
Yeah, we'll ring into the Aventurine.
You got 20 seconds.
I got 10 seconds. Here we go. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to 2025. First images we see is Robin and Sunday. Let's go. All right. Welcome to the new year. Let's go. And we're only like 3 hours from the 3.0 live stream. Let's fucking go.
Oh god, we'll be seeing all of you later.
We'll see all of you later, and we're delirious and tired, except for Greg, who's probably going to go to sleep. But welcome to the new year, everybody. Welcome to 2025.
I'm going to go to sleep so that I am awake for work.
Goodbye, Greg.
Probably a good idea. You can catch the rest of this later.
Yep,
And there's fireworks outside my house.
I'm sticking around for the rest of White Knight.
Fair enough.
That's a lot of fireworks. Holy crap. I'm hearing a lot.
They're
of
celebrating White Knight with us too.
Yeah.
We never
Holy
did
crap,
get
so much
like
explosion.
super
My
spies.
God.
Did we?
I look, chat, fireworks. Macaron. See, there's a firework. Oh, man.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you later for the 3.0 stream. Bye-bye.